I was gonna say, because it's just so... It's so different. I'm just used to it being myself and all of this whatnot. Okay. I was gonna say, have you been thinking about getting into streaming yourself? What's up, everybody? I was gonna say, that would be fantastic. I was gonna say, because your speed runs, obviously, are super solid. Password is 1236. Okay. Drop this in the old Discord. Okay. Switch. MGETSB. Password is 1236. Boom. Okay. Just gonna say, dropped the stuff in the Discord in Arc, of course, with the quickness. So giving you some flack. Yeah. Holy crap, we just had a lot of people join. Okay, give me a second. Let's see what we got going on. So I want to make sure we get the audio in here as well. And OBS is trying to tell me that we're not getting output audio. Okay, so peeps in the chat. Right now you guys are not hearing anything outside of my voice, correct? I was gonna say, because I was gonna say, okay, so let me see. It's gonna drop down here for a sec and then the stream will pop back up. I just want to, that is actually moving when you're talking, so I do believe we're gonna be okay with that. Okay. So stream's back up. Now, sorry for everybody that joined in there, because I'm kind of going to have to pop out. Okay, so, alright, go ahead, Kay. Go ahead and talk, and we'll see if everybody can hear you.
Are you guys hearing me now?
Hopefully that's going to be a yes. Yes.
Really low.
Very low, though. It's just a bit quiet. Okay. Okay, let me see.
Technical difficulties, always fun.
Oh, yeah. Believe me, they are always fun. I want to see about getting your volume up on Discord itself. Okay, now go ahead and we'll try it out again.
What's up, guys? KPlaysHere.
Now,
Hopefully
even
you guys are hearing me a little better now.
I was gonna say, because even for myself, it felt like it was a bit louder and everything. So we'll see how that goes. Still. Still seems like he's muffled. See, this is why somebody in the chat just needs to start doing this stuff for me so I don't have to do this anymore. Well, first things first, let's definitely get you in the lobby.
Yeah, we can start there.
I was going to say, we'll do that first. Okay, so it's going to be same passcode.
Same passcode, 1236.
Yes. And then, as far as the ID, MQ TAYW, and they're all caps.
QTAYW.
Yep, and then the passcode is still 1236. See, Andrew already does that, people. He already uses that as his password literally every single time. Okay, wait, we had 2 people join. Now here's to hoping that you can get in there as the 4th. Did you get in?
MQ Y. Yeah, it is. It's me in every year.
I was gonna say, because it's everybody's joining in so fast. Okay, now we're gonna. You guys are the worst. Jumping in so fast. I was gonna say, listen, alright, I'm gonna use my magic powers. And, okay. Now, we'll do this. Now you guys can't join in so fast. Okay. Let me see. Back. Let me go back. And then I'm going to send you it on Discord. See, what we will do next time is we'll get in a lobby. And then I'll fire up the stream.
Then open it up. Yeah, that might be a little bit better.
Okay, and then I'll send you the whatnot in Discord. Ha ha ha, joke's on you guys. Thought I was going to close it down. And then just read it out loud again. No. KPlays. Boom. Coming at you now.
Alrighty, let me look for it.
All up in the DMs. Okay. Hey, Coot, did you say there was an echo? Okay. I was gonna say I'll let you get in here and then we'll pop it back on. Yeah, I was gonna say, and see, that's the thing, guys, is like I literally had no idea what to expect because I've never ever streamed with anybody like simultaneously. So we are just kind of like,
same here.
right,
I've streamed before, so you're a little bit ahead on me on that front.
right, and like we're just kind of like building the plane as we fly. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. Okay.
Should be good. I am in. Open it up to the public. To the
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. See, now where are you guys at now? I put it up. And nobody's showing. Okay, I was about to say that was going to change real quick.
Say no more.
Okay. All right. Okay, so first hunt, obviously, have to go with hunting horn, of course.
There are other weapons.
Believe it or not, there really is. Now, as far as that goes, though, have you ever had any interest in like trying anything else?
Oh well, yeah. On a more serious note, I actually have played with a couple other weapons before. I've messed around with insect glaive when it was new back in 4U. Played some bow, but most hunting horn has been my main one.
Okay. Let me turn my stuff back on. See, now I got to get used to all this stuff again. The control. That's the biggest thing with the Switch was the controller.
Definitely that. Are you using a Switch controller?
Yeah, I'm using a Pro controller, but like just how the A button is where the B button usually is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's turn all this back on.
Yeah, I just ended up getting an adapter so I can use my PS4 controller since I'm used to it from playing World for so long.
Okay. Got you. Boom. Okay.
Everyone else is all ready to go.
Okay. I was gonna say, holy crap. I guess we're going to go for... Who do you want to go for first?
Who are we gonna reach first?
I don't know.
Everyone looks like they're already heading for Mizu.
Hey, see, that's the beauty of this too, is like if you get in random groups and stuff, people are just going to be like all over the place.
As we go.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Actually, no. Be Rathian first.
Can't remember how I have all the controls mapped. There we go. The little dash. Dun, da, da, da. I was gonna say, I watched Gaijin's video on this, on the whole like dashing versus sprinting thing, and it's just like, I'm so appreciative of content creators like him because he just does like the little niche things that like nobody else would even do. Hold on. Yeah, the game volume is very high. Okay. There we go. Game volume is really high for a second. Woo!
This is the first online hunt I'm doing in this demo, and the thing I'm noticing is that there is so much going on between 4 dogs or 4 cats and then 4 players too.
Uh-huh. And see, that's the thing, is like...
Crazy.
And
when you add all the spine moves and...
Yep.
It's gonna get wild.
Mm-hmm. And see, that's the thing, is like, I kind of feel like if they were going to do a whole demo and everything that, you don't have any like real skills on the armor and whatnot. I mean, at least maybe like flinch free, something along the lines of that, maybe.
Yeah. Something pretty interesting I'm noticing is that apparently people are talking about hunting horn being like a really bad flincher with the trio recital.
Yes, I was gonna say if it's as bad as what I'm thinking, they must be saying something along the lines of like maybe every single one of those hits can flinch, and if that's the case, man, oof. See, and I don't know. I like with all the wide range swings and attacks and stuff that it has access to now. Like even if it was just like say me and you playing, that would be insane. Right. You know what I mean? Because like the head's only so big, but I don't know. I feel like things will get changed and worked around and whatnot. But that's also the experience that I've kind of had with Gen U is the fact that like it seems like pretty much every single attack in most of the weapons arsenals are like they trip. And you have a lot of small monsters in there too, so it's like it's hard. It's hard sometimes. You really have to like
monsters.
Yeah.
From the actual big monster you're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You see, these are things I don't really, see very often since I'm mostly playing solo.
Right. Okay. Oh boy. The veteran monster Rathian. That article, man, like that article that I made the video on, I just can't. Like I can't even like take it seriously, and like every single opportunity I have to yeah. I don't know. It's just why because this has happened before too. Like there's another video that I made about an article, and it's just like why do they continue to like let people make these articles and whatnot when they like don't really have a lot of experience with the game or like
I don't get it. It's like you had like I don't know outsourced stuff or something,
right.
You actually placed the game or got past the first 10 minutes of it.
Uh-huh.
This is a game you can just sink 100 hours in and be like, all right, I'm at the end of the low rank.
Uh-huh. Woo. Here we go. Oh no. See, and that's the thing. If you've never experienced with like Gen U, if you've never experienced the Rathian tail swipe, oh god, it's like I mean, it's a DS port and stuff like that. So I mean, the way that it kind of like clips as it does it, so it makes it hard to dodge at times. But man, it's frustrating. So do you have right? Do you have the like any favorite swings that have been added into this? Because I absolutely have to say that the little home run swing that you do with X and A, I absolutely
that double swing move.
Uh-huh.
In the weapon showcases, that was crazy.
Right.
And actually playing, I think it has to be the adept recital.
Okay.
Just because, we have a guard point now. Like, we always used to just move out of the way or roll, but now we can just stand right in front of something.
Mm-hmm.
Block a roar, just like that.
Right. It's... I don't know. I mean, like, it's obvious that, it's pretty much like a completely reworked and changed weapon, but, like, at first I was a bit disappointed. But... I don't know. I'm starting to come around on it, and it seems like it's going to be like a fun new challenge and a new experience. And I'm just trying to kind of, I'm trying to look at it like glass half full kind of thing. But it's fun. I can't deny that. It's definitely fun.
Oh, okay. Is Rathian glitch out for you too?
Oh my god. Yeah.
You know what? Only live.
Yep. Of course, because he was like, well, you guys are going to do a stream, huh? Yeah. Here we go. Yep.
There we go. He's alive again.
Okay. Let me... I want to see... Okay, yeah, you guys beat the crap out of Rathian. I want to... try and mess around with some of these settings real quick because they are saying you are still a little bit quiet.
Still,
Yeah, it's probably the Elgato capture card. It's just goofy. Hey, there's Tommy. Okay, let me see if that...
Where you going?
No. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just if you can, maybe try and yell pretty much into the microphone. Okay, I don't know. It seems like every single time that I'm like increasing the volume on your end, the game audio is getting a bit loud too. And see, that's the thing too that I was talking about before is like I probably need to download that volume. It's like volume meter or something like that to where I can like separate the game audio from your Discord audio.
Probably. I know it helps. Learn as we go. Like.
Okay, and it says that I'm getting an echo. Are you by any chance using like headphones?
I am not.
Okay, do you have a pair of those by any chance?
Let me see if I can grab some. Also, get away from that thing so it doesn't kill me while I'm looking for it.
Right. Okay.
Headphones.
Okay, wait, I gotta read this from Tommy. My man. Always drops dimes of knowledge. I just know that if Monster Hunter Rise isn't good, then it will always be remembered as Monster Hunter Fall. Hopefully they fix obvious mess-ups like that. Listen, Tommy is absolutely good for a dad joke every single stream, and I love it. And he's clever, because he does the super chats and makes sure he gets his dad jokes in there. So it's nice and highlighted for everybody to see.
That's a good one. Hold on, let me see if my headphones are working now.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, because I can't hear my echo or anything like that, so perfect.
A little better now?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Alrighty. Okay, back into the mix.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like all the way down at the bottom of the map while you guys were fighting Rathian, so you're welcome for all of the good help. Alright.
Still there. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you heard anything about like another demo or anything, or like a advanced mission getting added in before the release of Rise?
Well, I mean, yes, kinda. I mean, you know, for anyone who doesn't want to hear about the leaks and everything.
Oh.
It's also super. Yeah, well, we know that we know.
Okay.
But it's also like if you go based on just the other demos, you'll see that you usually get like a beginner and intermediate quest, and then also an advanced one, and we don't have one.
Right. Right.
So there's most likely going to be one, and also, you know, they've been showing a little bit of the flagship, and we've seen the flagship in the last like 3 demos. We saw what was it, Nirah Gigante,
yep.
Velkhana, and you know they're showing Magnamalo finally now, but we haven't seen him. So I'm guessing, even if I didn't see anything, that we were probably going to get him soon.
Right. I was going to say, I feel
closer.
Yeah. I feel like they're
closer to the release.
Yeah, there would have to be a reason that they're like giving us actual gameplay of Magnamalo, like how they were showing the little, you know, slam that he was doing with Rathalos and whatnot. Like, there has to be a reason that they're doing that. You know, they wouldn't just do that for nothing. They're just like, okay, well, I mean, they're going to be getting this monster anyways, so we can show this.
Yeah, it's coming up in a month and a half anyway.
Right.
Plus, you know, I don't think they just have this, like, you know, kind of just sitting on our hands for the next, like, what is it, February 1st all the way until March.
Right. See, and like, I'm just so excited to see where it goes. I I don't know. Like, it feels like, honestly, even with the demo, I'm just severely impressed with like a lot of the stuff already. So then to get
Yes,
the full
same.
game, I can't even imagine what's going to happen.
Yeah, I can only imagine what it's like for people who play like multiple weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Get to see
Which,
all the new. Like I'm over here focusing on all the craziness on just hunting horn alone because
uh-huh,
we got like a total rework.
right. And see, like, that's the thing, is that I definitely am a type of person that uses like pretty much as many of the weapons as I can. And it is. It's like being a kid in a candy store because like they give you so much. I'm wondering.
Everyone's got a little something they can do. Like even if the weapons that barely has like one or two things, like the one or two things like change a lot.
Right, right. And see, I don't know. One of the things that I'm wondering too is like, as far as all four of us being in a hunt and bringing in the dogs like the Palamutes and stuff, that seems like a lot going on at once. I wonder if
It,
that's,
it is.
yeah. It
I feel
seems
like they wanted to just keep him in for like like the Palamute just adds extra mobility, so he's like you want to have people still be able to just like
right,
sprint around and that, but I don't think they thought about how much it would be going on.
right, right. And see, that's the thing, is it's just, even just with four people, it seems like there would be a lot going on, especially with like the new mobility that we have with the wire bugs and even just the weapons themselves with the silk binds. And yeah, having eight.
Visual effects everywhere.
Right, right. I was gonna say, because that's one of the things that I always, after I do the resets and stuff like that with the tries, I always turn off the effects. Like, I turn them down immediately. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of effects, a lot of flashes, a lot of this and that, and then even with like the horn, having all of our little shock waves, sound waves, and stuff. Like, every weapon has all these crazy effects, but man, it is loaded.
Yeah, it might be a little more muted and toned down a bit if you did like just two-player runs.
Right.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of those very often.
No, not really. Not really.
Solo or all four.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I definitely like to try to get into more of that though, because especially just being a hunting horn user,
Right.
and I also really want to see like how we'll be balanced for like multiplayer now.
Exactly.
Because I don't know if you saw it, but obviously like we're a lot stronger now, number 2 in the freaking demo speedruns.
Right.
But people have tested the actual buff amounts, and I think they're like working at like half the normal amount that they're buffing. Like attack up is only 10% instead of 20% now.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
yeah, did you not know that?
No, 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 no. I did not know that they kept it
Oh
at
well,
10%. Oh my
and
god.
the regular attack up that we're playing right now it only does like 10% instead of 20.
Wow.
Especially since there's no encore, so like that's one and done. That's all you get.
Right. Wow.
So I'm just like I'm wondering. I was like, are we just gonna be stronger on our own now and like not be able to buff as much, but it's still there just because that's just part of the weapon?
I'm not.
Or are we gonna get other options that are be stronger?
I don't know. I don't know. I never really even got to think about that. Just because I had no idea that they like toned down the attack up and stuff. But yeah, man,
Yeah,
that's
that's super toned down. I don't know about defense up because it's a little bit harder to test, but I would assume that it's probably kind of similar.
right.
Heal songs. Those are the same as always.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's
We had it like World where there were like multiple weapons. Like sometimes, like I think there were a couple different bow guns.
yeah.
That let you test multiple things. Like I wish we saw like at least another note set so we can see like what things are looking like.
Right. I don't know. It's just so exciting, and it makes me just want it to be March so bad. I know.
Exactly. Like weapon showcases came out and I wanted to see the demo. Demos come out. I was like, all right, give me the full game.
Right, right. And I mean, they've just done so good at making it very, I don't know, even if you're not a serious like Monster Hunter player, like even if you're just like a straight up gamer, they make it so appealing. They do a really good job of doing that.
This game looks so nice. It's super fun to play. You know, like if you get into like extra speed running or just playing at like higher level, it's super fun in there too. It's just like this game has a little something for everybody.
Right. See, now I see most of the people in the chat and stuff. They're talking about how there was the rumors of Rise eventually coming out to like the PC. What do you think about that? As far as like, do you think that they will do that, or?
I feel like with as big as it was on World being on multiple platforms, they might not go with the single platform exclusive route anymore.
Right.
Like, I don't know when PC would actually come around, but I feel like at least something. Like, I don't think it would be on Xbox or PS5 because that's a whole different port and everything. But
right.
PC.
See, and that's kind of how I feel towards it, and how I think, because there's no, to me, there's no way that they would make the game see just how ridiculously popular it was with World. Seeing World's popularity and stuff, and saying, okay, we're just gonna throw this onto, we're just gonna throw this onto Switch. I just don't see that. But I mean, who knows? But I just don't think, especially, Capcom is awesome. They're fantastic, but they're still a business and like a corporation and stuff. So I would be very, I would be
just sales off of PC players. Yeah,
absolutely. I would be absolutely shocked if like we didn't see this onto, especially something like PC.
I was actually surprised PC got so popular. Like, I didn't think that Monster Hunter would really be a game with controls if you could play on PC.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing, is that I still, I use my controller and everything like that. So I mean, like, I've never actually, I would love to see somebody that actually like uses mouse and keyboard to play Monster Hunter.
That would be really interesting.
Right.
I know. I bet a lot of gunners probably use that.
I was gonna say, I mean, like, if we're talking about that, then yeah. But I mean, as far as
to see like on melee players.
Right. And I mean, I've never even attempted. Like, as soon as I got Worldborn on PC, I was just like, you know what? Yeah, we're just going straight to the controller. Like, why would I even mess around with the mouse and keyboard stuff?
Use what you used to.
And then, something else I wanted to ask you about. Did you? I can't remember exactly what the dude's name was, but like, he did this review for But he did this review for the Rise demo, and he said like why he wasn't going to buy Rise or something like that, and then like he was like shocked at how really nice the community was to him, even though like he was saying that he wasn't going to when he said he wasn't going to buy Rise, like everybody was extremely cool about it.
Like, did you want everyone to get upset about you?
No. Like, and like he wasn't being like weird about it. He was just like, holy crap! Like, I've never had a community be this cool. Period. You know what I mean? But especially when he was kind of like saying he wasn't going to buy the game. So like from there, he's like doing a playthrough of World, and like kind of like journeying his way through it. And I have to say, like, it's a pretty awesome thing. Like, if somebody in the comments remembers what the dude's name is, I think it's like Jay or something like that. But it's like, I was watching and I was thinking, dude, like, I'm so jealous that you get to experience World and like Monster Hunter for the first time. Like, I wish I could go back and do that. One of the best experience ever.
Back that far.
Well, yeah, see, because I know that you played a lot earlier than I did, much earlier. And
I started all the way back with Unite on the PSP.
No way.
On the bus. Yeah, saw some kid on a bus playing like shooting arrows at a big crab. I'm like, what the heck is that? And I googled it. Went to GameStop, found it, and I've literally been playing it ever since. So like this is like pretty much like a lot of times it's the only game I'm playing really.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely like one of my top 5 like best game series.
Got you. And real quick, I'm going to do. Ryan had an idea. I'm going to go ahead and turn my voice kind of down. And then, yeah, if people just want to like crank their volume up, maybe that'll help out as far as like being able to actually hear your voice too. Okay.
Gotcha. But like you're coming through fine. It's the stream that's acting up, right?
I honestly, I have no idea, but I just mean as far as like, so they can, like my voice is, you know what I mean? So if they were already jacking up their volume, my voice would be like super loud. So I'm just going to like turn mine down so that they can turn up their volume and have both of ours like around the same level.
Oh yeah, gotcha. I see what you're saying.
But yeah, obviously after this, I'll kind of look more into that volume meter thing that I was talking about, so that future streams we won't have the audio issues. The guy's name is Hey Jay.
Some more AJ.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Dude, because like I was just sitting there watching it, and even like I think Gaijin was commenting on his stuff too. Just saying, you know, like how great of an experience it is when it like finally first clicks for you. Because I had like a little bit of a similar experience as far as like at first I was like overwhelmed, and you know how Monster Hunter isn't like a pushover kind of game. You know, me carding and stuff, I was sitting there like, dude, am I really like this bad at the game, or is it just like, is it the game itself? Like I didn't want to sit there and take responsibility for me being trash at the moment, you know what I mean? So
yeah, Monster Hunter does not handhold.
No. And like he was finding that out, and I will say though, it hurt my heart a little bit, because in one of the videos, I think it was the latest video that he made, he talked about like all the different weapons and kind of gave like a little bit of an overview of how he felt about it. And
those are always fun to hear when you have someone who just like touched the weapon for like 2 seconds.
Right.
No, that's not how it is.
Because
missing everything about it.
You will never guess what he said about our beloved hunting horn. He said,
no.
"You guys," I think I'm not exactly quoting, but he said, "You guys are crazy. I'm never playing the hunting horn." That was, I was gonna say, like, my heart hurt a little bit, I won't lie. But it's the same kind of thing. He's probably just having that, you know, that first experience with it and thinking that it's like so complicated or this or that, when it's not.
Yeah, because he's playing World Hunting Horn, right?
Hey,
was
Chrissy.
playing the demo?
He was just playing the demo, but 1 second. Chrissy, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. The Monster Hunter community in general has been some of the nicest, most chill communities I've ever belonged to. It for real has a permanent place in my heart. I could not agree more. I don't know how you feel, Kay, but seriously, in all of my gaming like lifetime, never had a better community than the Monster Hunter community.
Oh yeah. I didn't even join the community until like, you know, maybe around like 4U.
Uh-huh.
Back when I like stopped being like a super casual, just like I'm just hitting buttons player.
Uh-huh.
They actually like helped me like get to where I am, and I still have a lot to improve on, but you know.
Right. But like
a bunch of great people in the community, like GameFAQs, Reddit, Discord now.
Right. It is. It's just great. It's seriously such an awesome community, and like I've come from communities like Destiny is not exactly the greatest of communities, and I mean other games that I've played there, I've had good experiences and whatnot, but I mean never to the point of what I've experienced with Monster Hunter. Ooh. And see, that's the biggest.
It's really
Good.
It's really interesting, you know, seeing it like, you know, from when before it got popular and it was kind of just like a super niche game to like, and now when like a lot of different people know about it, because you can see like, you know, there was that little tight knit group, and now it's just like a little bit of everyone. Like some people want to include everyone. Some people want to just be like, no, you guys get out of the group. But I'm glad that second group is the minority.
Right. Right. And I mean,
of course you're gonna have that bunch just like get out of here. You got you bunch of world babies.
uh-huh. Yeah, I do not understand why people would want to kind of like separate or segregate from the community and like separate it into like world babies and this and that and all that, because it's like the more the merrier, man. The more the merrier.
You know, the more popular the game gets, the more you get it.
Right.
So, like, I don't see why they let everybody in.
Yeah, but that absolutely, I agree, is the minority. I very rarely see it. I mean, you do. You see it, but, like, very rarely. By the way, I just want to say again, thank you, Chrissy, a.k.a. Sauce Mommy in our Discord. Appreciate you very, very much. And, see, like, that's the thing, too, is I feel like as far as what Rise is, I know a lot of people were saying that, you know, Generations Ultimate was kind of like a send-off to like the classic Monster Hunter games, and I kind of see what they're saying as far as that, because I feel like Rise is a, so far, you know, just from the demo, because that's all we have, so we can't really like say anything definite, but it feels like a very good mesh point for like world and people that are coming from like Generations Ultimate or for you or the people that love those games. It seems like it's going to be a really good middle ground for that.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because like, you know, there's a lot of generations in this game. Like,
yes,
just been like a lot of the silk binds are literally just generations hunting yards or hunting styles. Like,
yes,
there's a bunch of hunting horn is literally just a bunch of hunting styles.
Right,
like,
right.
There's definitely some things you'll recognize, like if you skip the world or something like that. And then we're also back on handheld instead of being on console again, so it's just like it's a mix of the new, it's a mix of the old.
Right. I can appreciate that.
For everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can appreciate that, because I do. I feel like some of the people kind of want to like separate it into two different communities, two different games, or whatever it might be. But it's really not. They did not make this to turn it into Rise versus World. They just made this to be like Monster Hunter. Period. You know, it doesn't matter where you started, where you ended, or anything like that. Like, this is a Monster Hunter that's going to be for everybody.
Yeah, like really, it's only the players that do that sometimes. Like, I feel like they try to make every Monster Hunter for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, 5th gen in general has just like a massive changes. You know, with all the new players coming in, it's just it definitely feels like a kind of new player versus old player, new Monster Hunter versus old Monster Hunter.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right. So now, as far as the armor system, how do you think that is going to work? Because that is one of the things that I am very curious about, especially how they were kind of saying it was going to be a combination of like the old and new. So what do you think?
I really want to see that, because the old and new are like, they're super different.
Right.
Like how you had, you know, you have to add up 10 points, 15 points, 20 points of a skill, or else you just don't get points.
Right.
Versus, like, you know, you can slap like a different point of every skill and you'll get something out of them.
Right.
Like, I feel like that and set bonuses are two things that I really want to come back, because set bonuses were really interesting for mixed sets.
Yes.
Like, you're not just thinking about it, you're just like, oh, I need these points, I need 5 points of this, I need a bunch of slots. Like, I need to match these armors, or I don't get Master Touch or Crit Element. That really made set building a lot more.
Right. And it kind of seems like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't think that it's going to be an easy thing to kind of mesh with, because it seems like the armor systems are just so drastically different, you know,
Super different.
So to have like a meeting ground, like a middle ground between those, like, I don't Flow XX, if you guys mind rotating out, and then if somebody wants to join in, I appreciate that. Thank you guys, and thank you for the hunt, because it was very fun. But I just don't know what they could really do as far as meshing those together, you know, like taking the little pieces from this or that. But I don't know. As far as like what they're going to be doing, I'm impressed with whatever they throw out like 24/7. So I wouldn't be shocked if we're just blown away by what they eventually come up with.
Oh yes, I feel like they will like lean towards either the new style or the old style somewhat.
Right.
It's gonna be just a matter of waiting to see which one they're gonna lean towards.
Yeah. I think the passcode should be the same. I'm not sure because we got a new lobby ID, but yeah, the lobby ID is right there. Whoever wants to join up, by all means, you guys are more than welcome to. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I feel like that's definitely the route that they're going to be taking because trying to meet in the middle with those would just kind of be very frustrating. And so I'm kind of getting the feeling that you're more favorable to the world and Iceborne armor system. Is that? Would you say that?
It lets you do a lot more. Because,
Okay.
The best sets like back in the day used to just be like the same 5 skills. You get 5 skills. That's like the max you could even fit in. Like world, like if you obviously I don't want like 2 full pages of skills. Like it got a little overkill at the end. Like especially with the Fatalis gear. Oh my god, just seeing some of those sets. But yeah, just like I would like to be able to just mix and match and mess with a bunch of skills, but
Yeah.
within reason.
Right. And see, that's the thing. Is like, if I'm honest, I feel like I kind of lean more towards the old system. I kind of enjoy building more with that, but at the same time, it's not like a drastic difference. If it was leaned like more towards the Worldborn kind of way of doing things, I wouldn't mind at all. I'd be 100% happy. If they went with the old school way, I'd be cool with that too. I think maybe I might even be a little bit biased towards that since I'm getting to experience that old system for the first time. So maybe it's just since it's like fresh and new, it's kind of like influencing how I would feel about it. But yeah, either way, I'm just looking forward to what it's going to be, and I guarantee you, no matter what it is, I'm going to be 100% happy with it.
Oh yeah. You know what I want to know? What is going on with those what did they call it? The pedal aces?
I have no idea.
And like are they replacing charms? Are we going to be able to choose either or? Are we going to use both?
Right. And
Because
I mean,
I don't know if you saw it, but there was a screenshot of an armor set.
mm-hmm.
And it was in the place of a charm slot.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
not.
like where you see you have your gloves, your helmet, and everything, and it was a pedal ace instead of a charm.
Okay. Oh wow.
Are they on?
I was gonna say I don't know, because I mean I know that that's a lot of the time like the people that are kind of like old school games and stuff. One of the biggest things that they talk about is the fact that Worldborn had the decorations being RNG instead of like talismans like they are in the old games. So I mean,
That was a super weird change.
yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not surprised that people didn't exactly enjoy that. So I mean, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
I know that as far as what I like better, I definitely like being able to craft like decorations. So, I mean, I have no idea how it's going to end up being in Rise, but I would say I probably prefer decorations being craftable and then like talismans or charms or whatever you want to call it being the ones that are kind of like RNG. But
yeah, I definitely like that system a lot better because like if you obviously like try to like really mix the set, like make like the best perfect sets or something like that, you could work with like if you just have a charm that doesn't have enough slots or doesn't have like a second skill that's absolutely perfect. But with decorations, you would always have people like I don't have this decoration, so I literally cannot make that set.
right.
And that was a lot more of a big thing like when there were decorations RNG instead of charms RNG.
Uh-huh. And like, I don't know exactly what you were talking about before. Like, how is that all going to be changed now? You know what I mean? Like, are talismans getting replaced? Are those things going to be like RNG-ish? Or that's what I mean is like, as far as them keeping things like tight-lipped, they've done a really good job of that. I don't know how. I mean, I know that there's like the leaks and stuff, but I mean, for the most part, a lot of things are being kept under wraps so close to release, and you very rarely see that anymore.
Yeah, it's funny, especially with Monster Hunter, they do not keep a lot of things under wraps.
Right.
Like by the time the full release comes out, like there will be some secrets, some things we'll like find out, but you know, a lot of stuff gets shared before release.
Right. Because I mean, like literally, they have the flagship itself that's already, you know, we've already seen that. Like they can't help it. They can't resist.
You know, aside from the story, we got everything.
Right. No, but I mean, actually, you know what? That's the thing too. Is how do you feel about Magnamalo? Because I know that he's a bit polarizing. You know what I mean? It seems like some people are like, I absolutely love Magnamalo, or some people are just like, he's too much. He seems like more of a frontier monster, and this and that. How do you feel about Magnamalo?
I like him. Like, honestly, I like him. He's a really cool design. Like, I like having more monsters that aren't just Wyvern.
Yes.
Especially like coming out of World, like where that was like the majority of the roster, but also just because in general, like there's so many of those.
Right.
So like seeing like a spider or a snake or like a fang Wyvern like that, they're I'd love it. It really gives that extra variety as I almost get smacked by a tail slime.
Right. First I gotta say, Al, thank you very much, my friend, but I do have to say that Handy is the best hunter. End of discussion. I cannot agree with that because our very own KPlays is definitely much better at the Dutes, as you can tell from his speedrun videos on his channel. Just absolutely insane horn skills. Which
I still think I have a lot to. Yep, as I cart.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely see that I have a lot to improve on. But you know, practice makes perfect.
Absolutely, and I mean, like, as far as your speed run so far, how are you feeling about them? You feel like at least somewhat pretty happy with them, or?
I'm doing pretty good. Like I did Azuchi. I did I think I did Azuchi and Arzuros mixed.
Okay.
Since they were such short runs that I might as well just do them both back to back.
Okay.
And I did Rathian, and I'm practicing Mizu now.
Oh.
And most of it is honestly like I haven't run Mizu in like years because I barely touched him in Generations because he didn't give a good hunting horn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and it's between that actually trying to like relearn. Because this is you pretty much have to relearn this hunting horn. This is a completely new hunting horn.
Oh yeah.
Just like taking pot shots, moving out of the way, taking pot shots. I got my song together. I'll put the song together. Like it's everything. Like I have to learn, what note comes after this note. What notes are faster so I can make my trio recital.
Right.
Where I can fit these guard points in. So it's like it's a whole new learning experience. That's gonna be really fun in the full game.
It is. Oh, Al, like I said, thank you. You are the man. You are the best subscriber. No, I can't say that, dude. I was gonna say it. I was gonna let it out there, but I can't. I can't say that.
Make people mad.
I was gonna say I love all of you guys. I'm sorry, I can't say it, Al. I almost got there, but and also Max. There's also room for improvement. SNS gang for life. Listen, see now, Kay. I know that you were talking about how, are there other weapons other than hunting horn, but I will say that sword and shield is one of those weapons that people don't think that there is a lot to it on paper, but man, if you just want to have a huge, just like a blast with a weapon, just rolling around, running around, everything, sword and shield is such a fun experience. So
I definitely remember back when I used to play with a little bit of everything. I've seen most of the changes now. Like I know World gave it a bunch of stuff with that perfect rush and and the jumping uppercut slam thing. I forget what it's called. That's crazy.
Right.
But I think people just they like sleep on it because it's the first weapon you have on when you start the game. So
yep.
it's the default.
I was gonna
Like, yeah,
say,
there's definitely a lot to it.
yeah, and like starter weapon and stuff, because exactly what you said, like the first one that's equipped, so people literally really think that it's like a starter weapon and whatnot. Man,
Right.
could they not be more wrong? But then again, we also know how that feels as hunting horn users, people getting it completely wrong with
It's
your
the
weapon.
support weapon.
Right. We get that, you know, because that's the thing too, is that SNS actually like has gotten the same type of comments and whatnot to where like people call it support as well. And I get why they kind of say that, but it's just like people say it with the wrong connotation. Like if you're saying yes, it's a great weapon, but it also can support and do very good supportive things, then yeah, that's one thing. But a lot of times the connotation, a lot of times the connotation that people have when they call something a support weapon is that it can't do damage, but hey, it can do this.
Right. I'm sitting in the back and keeping everybody alive.
Right. And I mean, that's the thing is like, believe me, anytime that like I play, like I love RPGs, I love MMOs and stuff like that, and pretty much any time that I play them, the first class that I go to is the ones that are like supportive or something like that. But it's just like I want to be able to buff up my teammates. I want to be able to do damage still and this and that. But I mean, the biggest thing is like I want to be able to buff up my teammates. So that's why Hunting Horn in the first place kind of like drew to me. Uh-oh.
Did I die? Oh, the
Listen, see, that's the thing too, is go ahead and re-up. Dub and Flow, go ahead and re-up. But yeah, like, as far as streaming, like, the thing that I found hardest is, like, trying to interact with chat, and then, especially, like, for your first experience and stuff, having me as well as like people chatting and stuff, like it's crazy. It's crazy for this to be like the fire that we're kind of throwing you into, because
yeah, for sure, because I usually I'm playing solo, I'm like focusing, I'm playing the game.
Exactly.
I don't even talk really that much.
And see, like that,
you know, maybe I'll sit here and chit chat with my wife or something while I'm doing speed runs, but other than that, I'm like in the zone in the game.
Right. And see, like that's the thing is, you are getting literally like the worst of all, because like you're usually a solo hunter and we're playing in a group. We have the chat going on. We're on the live stream. You know what I mean? Like you are literally getting thrown into the flame, dude, and it's great. Ryan, no, I don't know if you heard or not. I was gonna say I told you and Dub that you guys can go ahead and re-up, but I mean, it's all good. We're going to keep rotating things and whatnot, and we're going to get as many people in as we can. No, but Sid, I see your comment up there. I mean, it is a support weapon. That's what we're talking about. Is that, yes, it absolutely is, but it's just the connotation that people use. They try to say that, like, it's literally just that it can only support, and that it like can't do damage or doesn't do enough damage or this or that. And what we're saying is that it's wrong, which it is.
Oh yeah, completely. Especially like in Monster Hunter, it's not the same as your average RPG. Like if you're supporting, you're also fighting. You're right in the middle over there with everybody. Like you're not just standing there like healing up the DPS or the tank or anything like that. You're like, nope. You are, while you're hitting the monster, like a little bit of attack boost and defense boost are gonna come out.
Right. Okay, so I'm going Gunlance, and this is literally outside of, like, the first time that I streamed. This is the first time I'm using it, so I'm kind of checking out the one. Okay, so the L plus A one is the one that gets your sharpness back. And then the Rising Slash one, that's the one that I absolutely love. This little, like, Rising Slam that you have with the Gunlance.
That jump up, yeah.
Oh, it's so good, because then you can do your full burst when you land. It's beautiful.
Yeah, like I try to look at a little bit of all the other weapons, so I can just keep up on like what everything is looking like. But I don't play a lot of them. And
Got you.
Gunlance is definitely looking crazy. Like the move that you can do where you can just keep on just shooting yourself and like juggle yourself up into the air. I'm really interested to see like if that's actually going to be like useful, or is that just like a cool like, oh look at me, I'm flying gunlance.
Right, right. Okay, see, we got uh, Brad talking about it's support because you carry the whole team. See, that's very true. There's literally no other weapon in Monster Hunter that can like have the kind of impact for everybody that the hunting horn can, and that's also one of the reasons why I absolutely love it. Like in Generations Ultimate, Dread Queen Rathian, that's one that everybody hates, and like, you know, people just
Oh yeah, the poison murders everyone.
exactly, exactly, and then you bring in a hunting horn, and
Yeah, then you got
she's
the
literally
fungus
easy mode.
axe.
Yep.
Or
And-
the mantis one.
yeah, 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 yeah. And see, like, then it's
those
just
things.
she is seriously just so easy after that, ridiculously easy. Like her attacks really don't hit that hard outside of her poison and everything. So it's like, it's just such a great feeling to like just absolutely nullify a monster.
Yeah, that's definitely like a big part of the draw for hunting burn for me. Like you can just like throw stuff on your set for free. Like some other people have to, you know, examine poison resistance. There's some people have to, you know, put on earplugs. Us no.
Right,
You select
right,
a different weapon, you can just run a full damage set and you're good.
right. Ugh.
Ooh, I saw that.
I was gonna say. And that, ooh, no, that's not good.
Designated Azuchi rider this entire time.
Ooh, no. Oh, no.
Did the
Yep,
poison
the
get you
poison
too?
got me. The poison got me. No, but I was going to say, especially, like, that's just so poetic that we're sitting here talking about Dread Queen and the poison. And
just got me, and I got you.
yeah. See, now, if we just had a horn with the all elements negated, why?
I really hope that sticks around.
I seriously, like that was one of the biggest concerns that I had as far as like when I first saw the song system and like we first got to get into the demo, was that if we had like such simplified song list and being able to play those, would they get rid of some of the more, I guess you would call them like more powerful utility songs like earplugs?
Oh.
And you know, that was my biggest concern. But I mean, especially since, you know, like the horn that we have, like there's 3 songs on it, you know,
And
not
they're
including
super generic.
yeah
Back in.
right. So I mean, like as far as like some of the stronger stuff, I didn't know if we were even going to be able to like get those or what.
I mean, I feel like because, you know, if it's just going to be like every note color is one song,
Yeah.
you still have what, like 3 or 4 more.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still some songs. Like what I was hoping that is that if it's like super simplified, that they at least like kind of bunch everything up.
Okay.
So like if you say, instead of having like poison negate, paralysis negate, it's just all elements negated. Or
Yeah,
instead of,
yeah.
like, all the different elemental resistances, it's just elemental resistant.
Where's my puppy dog
Because
at?
like then we could like we'd end up like kind of like better because we're playing like 5 different songs at once.
Yeah. And I mean,
It's just like one big coverall.
right. And I mean, like having that song, I just feel like would be like not having an all ailments negated or something like that. I feel like that would be one of the biggest nerfs or something that you could possibly do, because that's just something that, especially since it includes like, you know, stun resistance and everything like that, like it'll, you know, keep you from getting stunned and whatnot. I feel like it would just drastically nerf the weapon altogether, like if we didn't have that.
Yeah. I mean, you like even if, you know, like the horns that used it weren't really like used all that often.
Yeah.
Like, if you were playing like the super like ideal way, like just the fact that you had the option was great.
Right.
All right, let me antidote now so we don't do this a third time.
I was gonna say, to be fair, she got the triple hit with that last tail swing, so she's nailing it today. That's all I'm saying. And it's just so chaotic too. So it's like to actually see what's going on and know what's going on. It's just so crazy.
missing in this fight is wind resistance. Good lord.
What are you missing?
Wind resistance.
Oh, there you go.
Every time she flies up and it stops me, I'm like, oh gosh, I wish I had a wind resistance.
Yep. And see, like, even that, like, that's one of the songs too, that it's a very, like, utility heavy song. And I don't want to see that go away. And I hope, you know, with the simple notes and everything like that, we don't see that kind of stuff go away. Because it isn't. It can be niche at times. You know, that's one thing, though, is, like, especially talking about, like, Worldborn or anything like that. People don't realize how much wind resistance there actually is in the fights. Like, even little stuff like Anjanath's tail swipes or Fulgur's tail swipes, like, the wind resistance on that, a lot of people don't know, like, how much wind resistance helps.
Yeah, and, like, it ranges from just, like, kind of annoying to just, that just let me get comboed.
Uh-huh.
You know, and then you have Kushala, which I hope doesn't come back if we don't have wind resistance.
Yeah, see, that's something else. So it's like, there any monsters that you literally just, I guess we'll kind of, like, keep it open to any game whatsoever. Is there any monsters that, like, you really don't want to see come back to Rise?
Don't want to see come back. I don't know.
Forgot to eat my steak.
Because, like, you know, honestly, if there was a game that you can just fight literally every monster of the series, I'd be completely fine with it. I don't think, like, there are monsters that I don't like fighting, like Kushala or something. But other than that, you know, I don't have any ones that are just like, it's not coming out, fine.
Right.
If it's in, I just won't play it.
Right.
I won't hunt it.
Yeah, and see, like, I feel like the one that I've seen the most of people do not want to come back is Lunastra. And
oh, well, yeah, because World Lunastra.
Right. And I mean,
there was a massive glow up on her.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people like that at all.
And I mean, I honestly don't mind either way. If she was in, great. If not, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't really think that there. Yeah. I can absolutely. That's the thing. It's like, I mean, I wouldn't mind either way if she was in or if she's out, this or that. But, like, I can absolutely see why people wouldn't be pumped if she was in there. And then I know that I have, like, a running gag in the Discord community about how much I dislike Nibblesnarf.
Really?
I do not.
That's a monster I don't even think about half the time.
Yeah. And see that.
I forget that Nibblesnarf exists.
Well, see, one of the first horns that I made in Generations Ultimate was the Snarfonica, the little harmonica one.
I like that thing.
I absolutely do too. I love it.
Like, yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nibblesnarf is not one of my favorites. In, like, just the fact that he stays underground for like 99% of the fight. I could take it or leave it. And then everybody always brings up the fishing mechanic thing, like when you drop the bomb and he eats it and it blows up and you fish him out. But it's just like, I don't want to have to do that to make the fight fun. Like, I just want the fight to be fun, period.
It's like, oh, all right, time to fish him.
Right.
Like, can I just fight the thing?
Right. And that's all I'm saying. Like, I mean, like, as far as that, if he was just like, if that wasn't a requirement all the time, then I would be cool. I'd be cool with it. I wouldn't mind that much. But yeah, that's one that if he wasn't in it, I would be somewhat happy. But yeah, because that's the thing. It's like, even if Nibblesnarf was, like, really, I would not mind. The more monsters, the merrier. In all phases. Like, the more monsters, the better.
Oh yeah, I think that's one of the things they said they were going for too, is like a lot of monster variety. So
right.
I would like to see who comes back, especially like the ones that haven't come back in a while, like Nibblesnarf or like Gobel from the third gen games.
Yeah.
The anglerfish thing, I haven't seen him in forever, so like,
right.
He definitely, like, especially like what you were talking about, Lunastra, like the ones who haven't been seen in a while.
Like,
are they gonna like do a big like update on them?
Right.
To like have them fit like the new game, because like some of the monsters, like, you have all this mobility and all these fancy new moves that they haven't been built for.
So
like, are we gonna be seeing like a whole bunch of fancy new moves from him, like because that could essentially make it a new weapon pretty much, or a new
Right.
monster.
Right. Because I mean, even honestly, like playing Gen U and like experiencing Mizu on the demo, I mean, it seems even pretty different, like from there to there. It seems like they kind of like made some pretty solid improvements.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, I didn't like really hunt him much, but even like from the parts I remember, he's definitely different.
Oh,
he's like a bunch of those like the bubble slide attacks are new. There's that fancy bubble mode that you can knock him out of.
Right.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch that can get added to like the old monsters, even though like he was just in the game.
Yeah.
Like he just came out in Generations Ultimate, so I can only imagine the ones who haven't been seen like forever.
Yeah. Oh, and yes, I actually saw. Yeah, Tommy, I saw your comment about using the dual blades next. Yes, absolutely. By all means, I can do that. But yeah, as far as like old monsters that I've like kind of heard people talking about and like would kind of like to see, as far like I'm not saying like the most likely ones to come back or anything, but Gogmazios is definitely one that's pretty high up on the list as far as people.
Oh yeah, that's top 5 for me right there.
Is it? Okay, see, that's exactly the reaction that I usually.
I love that thing, and I'd like a big factor that I use for some, like just as being like a single weapon main, is did he bring me a good weapon? And he definitely brought a good weapon.
Oh my god, just the look of that thing! Like I don't know if you saw before, but like that's pretty much the layered weapon that I use all the time. Because there was a mod put in for the Gogmazios horn. Pretty much the only thing that I use. Pretty much because it's just so gorgeous. So gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. His weapons. Well, I think they were like modeled after like torture devices and stuff.
Yeah.
I see it's like a big like Iron Maiden that you can use to smack things in the head with and make music out of it. It's great. And then just like really liking like status weapons. Like personally,
yes,
and like sleep especially to have like a super end game like sleep weapon, that was great.
Right. See, now I'm definitely the same way because it definitely plays towards exactly what I was talking about. Like as far as liking the, I guess you'd call it like the support type stuff. I love CCing, all that whatnot. I absolutely love that. So yeah, sleep is a big plus for me.
They need to give us another one. I need the Somnicant hunting horn to be really good.
Right.
Tarot's Pipe Sleep spoiled me.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
I was going to say, we actually had somebody in the community, I think it was Andrew, and he like was just going for how many times he could put Nergigante to sleep. And I think it was like, it was something ridiculous, like 5 times or something. It was just like
if you go all in, you could get like a crit status set and have like for like 900 sleep on the thing.
Yes, absolutely, that's exactly what it was. But yeah,
nothing staying in the way.
I would absolutely love that if we could get a good sleep horn, another really good sleep horn. That would be great. Any status really, because that's the thing too, is that I even used like the Queen's Blossom for a while, just because it was a paralysis one, and I love status horns. I know it's not the greatest song set, this or that or anything, but I just loved using it because of the paralysis.
Yeah, we barely ever get really good paralysis.
Right.
That's something I want to see. But I don't think there are any paralysis monsters that really got shown yet.
Right. Well, Kezu could be a possibility, but
he's usually Thunder though.
Yeah, I know, but like his dual blades, I think in Generations Ultimate, I think they were really solid for like paralysis, and I think no, his sword and shield was Thunder too.
Those,
dual, yeah, it was the dual.
Like dual element.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I see what you're saying. So yeah, so it'd probably be more Thunder than anything. I guess there would be a possibility, but not a good chance. So yeah, as far as paralysis monsters, you're right. We really haven't like seen that.
Hopefully, we see something.
Yeah, because we got that Somnicanth for sleep. That would be great if that horn was at least somewhat decent.
We gotta see. You know, it depends on what the stats are gonna be, and then also like the whole song meta thing.
Yep. Yep.
Because like the what did they call the Inferno Melodies?
Yeah.
Those could really switch things up.
Absolutely.
Because like could have like possibly like horns that don't have attack up or element up, but they still have an Inferno Melody that boosts attack or element.
Yeah.
So like you could get like bursts of like super high damage on
right.
all the utility song set.
See,
which is something I really hope we see, because there's also some times where like, or some games where you just have like all the horns of the best song sets also have the best stats. So like there's no in between.
Yep. And I just saw Jade was just saying something about the Giganox hunting horn. Did you ever get to use that?
Giganox, yes, I remember that one. The entire freaking coffin.
Yes.
I love Giganox. That's another one of those third gen ones that haven't been back for a while. I'd love to see.
Yeah, and see, it was somebody on the in the Discord. They were talking about how like how Khezu and Giganox are kind of like, I don't know, I think somebody was kind of like saying like how Khezu isn't as good as Giganox, something to where like they're kind of like
that
related.
Whole team Khezu, team Giganox.
Yeah.
People go around.
Right, yeah. So people were talking about that, and then they were kind of talking about how they've never actually like been in a game together, have they?
I don't think they have actually.
Right. So
I don't think Khezu was in third gen, and then Giganox hasn't been back since.
Right, and see, so that
it'll be interesting to see.
Right, and they were kind of like saying it as like that's not exactly a great sign since we've already seen Khezu. So they're thinking that like they're going to keep up that trend of them just like not being together. I hope that's not the case, because I absolutely want to build that coffin so bad.
Yes. Plus, if they have subspecies, that's a paralysis one right there, because it's
See, now it just has to happen.
Yeah,
we riot.
Instead of poison clouds, he like tased you.
We riot if it doesn't happen now. Now that I know that there's a subspecies that's paralysis.
Bring back Giganox.
Yes. I absolutely would love to. I would love to fight it, and then Gogmazios is, I feel like it's like top 2 on my list since I never actually got to experience Gogmazios, but there are...
You think he'll actually go back and play for you?
See, and that's the thing, is that I actually bought it while it was on sale the other day. And
really?
Yeah, but see, like, the thing is, like, with, me with my disability and everything like that, using an actual, like, 3DS and playing stuff on it isn't exactly an option, but there's a solid, like, emulator and ROM. I was going to say, yeah, so, like, if I can get that to work, I would absolutely play for you. Because that's the thing, too, is I noticed that with people that have played, like, previous iterations of Monster Hunter, a lot of the people say that For You is like their favorite.
That was fun.
I'm gonna guess that it's not your favorite.
Well, I mean, they did some weird things, but it was mostly because that was one of the games where I played like the most online, and like hacking busted that game like wide open. Like you'd have weapons with like 1,000 paralysis on it, so like you
what?
Pink one. And yeah, like the online, there were no online checks. Like you couldn't like really ban because it was on 3DS. So like you just have people just come in and just like completely just like trivialize the game for you.
Aw, that's lame.
Like the monster would just stand in place, or like every hit would be a blast proc or something like that. It was wild.
Okay, that's crappy.
So like it was pretty much just like you had to hunt with people or you had to hunt solo.
Got you.
Sometimes, like obviously, like you didn't just see them like all the time, but like it happened often enough for me.
Right.
Like other than that, the game was pretty fun though.
Right. So like, how are you doing with like the Silkbind attacks and like remembering to use those? I ask because myself, I am having like moments where I know that I just like completely forget about Silkbind attacks, and like that's not good.
Oh. Yeah, like they're definitely going to be something you're gonna have to use. Like if you want to do the wyvern riding thing, you have to, or like you just have to jump around and attack
right.
like that. But also like a couple of them like majorly change up the weapon, or they're like really strong. Like freaking the Earth Shaker.
Uh-huh.
You pretty much you have to use Earth Shaker
Right.
for hunting. It hits so freaking hard.
Yeah. And I don't know why. It's just I feel like it's maybe because I'm just kind of like sticking to the old school what I'm used to as far as like Worldborn and stuff, but like
regular moveset, different presses, everything you had to do for him.
Yeah, but see like it's funny because like I figured since I've been playing like Gen U and like the hunter arts and stuff like that, I figured I'd just be like, okay, yeah. This is what I was doing in Gen U, and it's pretty much a similar kind of thing. But I think the biggest difference is that like I'm still wanting to like build up a meter and then use an attack. So like the fact that you don't have to like build up that meter and it's more of
you get to use them a lot more often, so you have to remind yourself to use them a lot more often.
Right. And see, that's the thing is like, good.
Yeah, for me, like I said, Earthshaker is like a really strong one. I try to use that as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I forget that slide beat exists. So
yes.
much.
Yes.
Because like especially with like how the self-improvement recital just already has a guard point on it.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, do I need a guard point? Because the only thing that is really different at that point is that it just travels you forward.
Right. And so I know
I gotta make myself use it because it's a really good move. It's just like
right.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And see, that's the thing too, is that I know, like as soon as we actually get to build and do stuff, like I know one of the first things that I'm absolutely going to put on there is Evade Extender. I have a love for it. I absolutely love the mobility that it gives you and everything. So I know that I'm going to be doing that. So as far as like slide beat and stuff, I feel like it's going to make me...
Then you'll just be able to just roll.
Right. And like I feel like I probably shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? I feel like I should probably more so, instead of using that, I should use like slide beat and then maybe slot in a different skill or something. But I don't know. I mean, we'll obviously get to see once the full game goes out.
Depend on like what the skill system is going to look like too.
Yeah.
Like all rounds back around to that.
Right. But I mean, like especially as far as like the Silkbind attacks go, like with the gun lance, you have like this counter and stuff, and I'm just completely forgetting that it exists. Maybe I didn't use it right there, because like I literally just used it when he shot that bubble thing, and I got jacked. But it's like supposed to recover your sharpness or something. And that's cool. I really like the utility of the Silkbind attacks too. I like the fact that they're not just like, hey, do a bunch of obscene damage with this attack. Or
just counter everything.
Yeah.
Some of them have like these fancy like abilities to them.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm just like all about utility. I really am. Like I absolutely love utility, and like believe me, I definitely still try to optimize damage if I can, but yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta have fun or just be able to play comfy without having to worry about some random like a knob knocker.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Slap some utility on there, call it a day, save yourself a headache. You're good.
Right.
I really want to see that the move we haven't seen yet for hunting. How every weapon like obviously is like just based on the trailers. They're gonna have something else that we haven't seen.
Yeah. I was gonna say because that was like the little dash thing for the gun lance. Like that explosion, the little rocket thing that sends you back.
Blast dash, and then also the thing for the first trailer where it like scrapes across the ground and swings at you.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I didn't even really like think about that, but you're right. There's still that we haven't even seen.
Yep. Because I've seen what it is, because I've looked at the leaks because I don't really care about leaks.
Right.
But we just have the description right now, so it sounds really interesting. Like I don't know if you remember my hunting horn wishlist video. But I pretty much guessed it spot on, which I just thought was like hilarious. But I want to see like the way that they do it, like if it works like how it does in my head.
Yeah.
Because that would be really cool.
Uh-huh.
It's like it would be really cool for like the support players, or like any like if for like a horn that has like the heal up song that you have a song that you want to play a lot.
Okay.
It would be really useful.
I cannot even remember how to do the wyvern riding. It has been that long.
Were you one of the ones that kind of just like played the demo like your 30 times and then just called it a day?
Yeah, see, that's the thing is that, like, when it very first came out, I streamed it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a hunt with every single one of the weapons in 7.5 hours, dude. 7.5 hours the stream was, and I was just like...
You can get some time out of these demos.
I was gonna say, because, like, I feel like that kind of burnt me out a little bit, but, I mean... Yeah, as far as, like, the demo itself, I have definitely reset quite a few times. So, I mean, like, it definitely wasn't just, like, a one-and-done kind of thing for me. But, yeah, it's been a little while since I played it last.
Because I've been resetting for pretty much most of the time, just, like, trying runs and everything.
Right. I was going to say, I kind of figured as much. I figured you were getting some good resets going, and... Yeah.
It's really fun doing Mizu when he like wants to spawn all the way up here.
Yeah.
And, I'm just like I can't waste seconds on that, so I just gotta run back and reset and run back
right.
and reset.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm sitting at like a good even like 7 right now. And I think the what is it like 457 the last time I checked was the record. I usually try to shoot for like a minute and some change, like away from the record, like at best.
Right.
That's what I'm happy with.
I was gonna say, because you're sitting at like 5 something right now, aren't you?
I did Rathian at 5.
Okay.
I haven't posted a Mizu yet.
Okay.
Because I want to see if I can get like at least 7.
Okay. See, now that's just such a good time, and like to think about what did you say it was like 4? Somebody's got it for like 4 or 5. 4 or 5.
457, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
So like pretty much 5.
Dude, that's just insane.
Yeah, those runs are crazy. It's so weird to see hunting horn be that high up and so strong.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, it's a good feeling,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like now I have to really like bump up the speedrun grind so I can rep the weapon that's actually like really high up in the tiers now.
Yes.
Like there's no excuse of it. Just like it's one of the weakest weapons. So like my runs will be like a good average time.
Yeah. And see, like,
but now I'm up here competing with like the top of the top run times like overall.
Right, long swords and this and that. Like you're sitting there right with them. And what is first? Which weapon is first right now?
Longsword.
I was gonna say I figured it was, and like that's kind of something that blew my mind too. Is as far as like, there we go. But something that kind of like blew my mind was how it seemed like even with the Rise demo, it seemed like if there was one weapon that like I was thinking, okay, it doesn't really need anything, so it probably won't get like too much. It was the longsword, and I was wrong. Like it, even in Rise, it seems like it's gotten like buffed and this and that. And like more counters and yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. I mean, like it's not like longsword hasn't like always been favored. Pretty much. I mean, it gets beautiful weapon designs. It gets fantastic attacks.
It's got all the cool points.
Yeah. And I mean, like, yeah, the weapon itself is just like already cool enough, but it's just like, oh boy, I was expecting it, and I think it was Slam, somebody in the community that I was talking to about it as well. It's like, and they even got the Magnum Malo stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's like if there was any weapon they were going to show it on, I was like, give them the samurai longsword.
Right. And I mean, I get it. Like it's no mystery that it's by far like the most popular weapon, and that was something else. How we were talking about that Hey Jay guy that was going through that was going through World and all that whatnot, I was a little bit inside. Inside, I was a little bit happy because he was like, longsword just like didn't really appeal to me and stuff, and I was like, okay, good.
He's gonna use something, different. He's gonna stray from the pack.
Right. Because I feel like, most people with their first experience and whatnot, it would kind of have like such a draw. But, Echo's jumping off.
It's gonna be really cool to see, like, if that's gonna be Hunting Horn now, because everyone got super hyped when we first saw Hunting Horn. I was like, oh, are we gonna be the cool popular thing now?
Everybody, literally everybody was hyped. Like, people that never touched Hunting Horn, people that thought it was literally just a support weapon, like, yeah, everybody was hyped for that. And Pixel was saying that I couldn't really get behind. Hold on, let me get to yes. Boom. I couldn't really get behind Longsword and Rise till now, but maybe it's a thing like with Heavy Bowgun where I like it more if I take it into a second hunt and figure more stuff out. And that's the thing, is that believe me, I'm not saying that Longsword's a bad weapon or anything like that, or that people shouldn't use it. It's just like, I would hope that people use more than just the longsword, especially if they're first getting into it. I would hope that they at least try other weapons as well, because like, I get the appeal and why it's popular, but try other things too.
It's a variety under your belt. Use something a little different. That's another reason why I use Hunting Horn.
Yeah,
it's like, how often do you get to beat things with a musical instrument?
Right. And by the way, guys in the chat, I'm sorry that because usually Kay, like when I do the streams and stuff, like I really try to interact with these guys as much as possible, but it's just like I've never had another voice in here, so like I'm just like bouncing back and forth off. So guys, sorry, we're you know what I mean, like the chat interaction isn't what it usually is, but like it's nice to be able to pick somebody's kind of like pick somebody's brain for all the different stuff. But I
bounce some ideas off of each other. I definitely want to do some of that more. Like, we can get a couple hunts in. I want to see like any of the other content creators want to get on and do something.
Absolutely, and just like have a 4-person horn party, because like I've done that in like some of my streams, and it's an absolute blast. It is so fun just to have all of those buffs going, and then somebody has like an all melodies extended horn, and you know what I mean, you have all those buffs, and then they just play that, and you're forever buffed.
You're just free to just do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna look absolutely crazy. Like I thought echo attacking, just like 4 people doing echo attacks just all at once. Looked crazy.
Yep.
Have you seen the who played 4 Hunting Horns? RX?
I think so. Yeah. I think he did. I think Eric's did, and then maybe no. Yeah, I think that's it. I think you're right. That was the only one.
Everyone doing the trio recitals at the same time just looks. You can't see the screen anymore.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I want
to see how fast just monsters just drop to that. That'll be so fun to see.
And how fast it gets stunned and this and that. Oh, give me 1 second. Got to do something real quick. I'll join you guys. But I'll keep talking. But yeah, like as far as stun values and this and that, like I mean, we'll get more data on that. But it just seems like that magnificent trio is going to be insane as far as like stun values, and exactly what you were talking about, like with Eric's, how they had a bunch of people doing it at the same time. Like, is it just going to be like an
stream of damage? It was crazy. I want to see if we can go elemental again.
Yes.
Because like you played Generations Ultimate.
Yeah.
That was one more like the other games. We pretty much just like never had really options besides raw for Hunting Horn. Well, like, sometimes we get a blast Hunting Horn, but that's pretty much just raw. Right.
And
but yeah, like that was the first game where we could just go like elemental, and that would really set us apart from like a hammer. With hammer could be like the raw impact weapon, the big beefy hits, and we could just like go fast, especially with how fast we hit now.
Right. And see,
I would love for us to go elemental.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking.
Right. Status. That's always an option.
I was gonna say, honestly, like between the two, I love going elemental. I feel like switching up your build and having to like actually pay attention to like what the monster's weakness is and this and that. Like I love that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. In Worldborn, just being able to actually do that, it is game changing, man. Like it makes the game such a fun experience.
Get a lot more variety out of it that way. You're not
Right.
just using like, you know, in World it was Devil Joe Horn or Lunastra Horn or nothing.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And by the way, I'm using Switch Axe. Tommy, I'm sorry, I completely forgot that I said I was going to use dual blades. I promise you, dual blades will be used. Promise you. Ryan was talking about in the end you placed that bomb and I popped it and blew it up. I don't think I set the bomb down. Did you set a bomb down? Okay.
It wasn't me.
I was gonna say yeah. I don't think that was me either. But Ryan, well done. You popped it, and bam, that was the end. See now, Switch Axe. I didn't look at the hunter notes for this either, but I know that one of the Silkbind attacks, I think it like gives you like a powered up axe mode. Okay, there it is. The A Silkbind does that.
One charges it up, right? Charges up your meter, and then the other one just like lets you just fly through and not get interrupted by anything, right?
Yeah, I do believe so. I do believe so.
Like I've looked at every weapon. I just have to remind myself sometimes because my head is just all hunting horn.
Yeah.
With how much I've been playing the demo.
Right. Where? Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, where the heck did she go?
All the way down to the bottom.
Yep. Pixel says, I'm so happy Switch Axe got the Fluent Iceborne moveset. Absolutely. I feel like that was one of the, like, when the Iceborne expansion came out, I feel like Switch Axe definitely got a lot of good improvements. And, of course, we know, like, Hunting Horn with the spin and all that stuff. Like, man. That was
This
just...
has been Hunting Horn's time, man.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, like, it's great. It's great that that's the case because, like, I don't know. I can't deny that, like, in the previous titles and stuff like that, it does feel like, especially in comparison to, like you were saying, the 5th generation, like, the other generations, it seems like there needed to be more. Like, Hunting Horn, it did. It needed more. They needed to give it more. But to say that it was, like, it wasn't, like, ever a bad weapon in any way. But, like,
Nah.
I do. Like, I'm glad that it's gotten the things it's
that
gotten.
one time they gave it that like big update with all the other weapons and like what is it, portable third?
Yeah.
It kind of really hasn't. It's just been like kind of just sitting. Like it's
Yeah.
got like a nice little move for stocking notes here. Like you know you got double notes, but this is the first time we got like a really big just like offensive. Just,
Yes.
like, we need more power. Here's a new move.
It's like, you guys asked and you shall receive. We were asking for quite a while, but I mean, like, I get it.
Yeah. You kind of just got it all at once. I don't think we were, expecting this much freaking power.
No. That's what I mean, too. It's like...
nice. I will not complain.
No. And I mean, like, that's the thing. Is like, that's another thing that, like, we had no clue about. Like, I don't know how they kept something like that under wraps. You have, like, we know
by
that...
not showing Hunting Horn in any trailer ever.
Right.
Until like, recently.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that's the thing, too, is... I mean, we both know Hunting Horn's been, like, sitting at the bottom of the list as far as, like, popularity. But, man, I don't know if there's ever going to be such a drastic change in weapon popularity. Ever. Like, in another Monster Hunter. Like, this is going to be ridiculous changes. And I mean, that's the thing is, like,
it's gonna be interesting to see in the full game. Like, are we gonna stay this strong? Is this just gonna be a game where the Hunting Horn is like the new heavy bowgun?
Yeah.
Or are we gonna like mellow out?
Right.
Like, I don't know if are you on GameFAQs at all? GameFAQs? Oh no, because there's a topic like talking about speedruns over there.
Okay.
And they're talking about how like Hunting Horn is like super strong now. When everything is at a baseline, because we can buff our damage and everything, and we're just like smacking everything out while everyone else is like missing skills. Like the guns don't have their shot type ups, and a great sword doesn't have focus. But we kind of have a some room to go down because sound waves don't crit.
Right.
So like when other things get affinity,
Yeah.
a lot of their moves are gonna start hitting harder than ours.
Yeah.
And like sound waves are gonna like start becoming just like kind of just extra damage.
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
of
yeah.
Just like massive extra hits.
So like,
But like even then, like the hits, like the physical hits that will crit are still hitting pretty hard. So it's just like we might go down, but like is it gonna be
it's not going to be
much?
drastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
From
and then when you stack on element, I was like, are we gonna just be able to replace that with element damage?
yeah.
So like we really got to see. Like some other weapons are just like, oh well, this is probably where they're gonna sit. But
Okay.
hunting horn is really super up in the air.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And how do you think that they're going to treat, like the shock waves or sound waves and stuff? How do you think they're going to treat that as far as like element and status and stuff like that? Do you think it's going to be treated like shelling, or
Well, the sound waves were like weird because they had their own like rules.
yeah,
Because like they were impact damage, but they didn't take. What was it? They did element, they did status, except for like the big impact wave song.
right,
It didn't crit. They were locked at the green sharpness multiplier.
right? So I mean,
So like I said, like when as soon as you get farther and you start hitting like blue, white, purple sharpness, or you start getting affinity, they like started becoming like a smaller percentage of.
right, but still
But
consistent.
they were still there for extra damage.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. See, I mean, like,
Hopefully they stay with the element status because
Right.
that trio recital is going to make like a really good.
oh, it's gonna be so
I
fun.
cannot wait.
It seriously is, dude. It's gonna be so fun. And I mean, like,
Yeah, the only thing with that thing is that it blows through sharpness.
yes, yes,
So it's just like I kind of didn't want to have Master's Touch back
right.
because it just kind of just like it ate like the whole meta for like the longest time until we
Yeah.
got just like set bonuses that were just more busted. But like we kind of if we're gonna be spamming trio recitals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, like,
If you watch any other speed runs, it's like they kind of stray away from doing that until they need to like set up their Inferno Melody just because it like blows through and you're sitting at yellow.
right.
And you have to sharpen like 3 times a hunt.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
And with sharpness skills, are we going to be able to use it?
right. And I mean, like, I know that with Generations Ultimate, of course, when I do my little transition combo, but as far as like Generations Ultimate and stuff like that, it seemed like, a lot of weapons were very reliant on like razor sharp and sharpness +2 and this and that, and like the way that it's
Yeah.
looking, especially with like the shockwaves, this and that, and then Magnificent Trio, it kind of seems like that might be the case with the horn. Like it might be pretty reliant on like the sharpness
Maybe
stuff.
Sharpness hog.
Yeah. And I mean, even the spin, you know what I mean, in Worldborn, like when we got the spin and stuff like that, it tears through sharpness pretty quick. But like, I don't know, it seems like with this Magnificent Trio, it's going to be even worse. Like, I feel like it's going to be razor sharp dependent.
The sound hits aren't taking sharpness. It's all
Right.
like the spin that
Right.
do it. And then like even if only half the hits are taking sharpness and it's still going down that fast, it's like, you
Right.
gotta have something. We're gonna have to have the razor sharp or the sharpness plus.
Yep. And I mean, honestly, I'll take that. I'm good with that. That's fine.
It's fair. If anything, it'll be a nice little playstyle difference. So like if you want to just element spam, you can just trigger recital, or if you wanna do like the recital into the A slam into the recital A slam like thing that they've been doing a lot in the speed runs. That'll probably be like the more like raw playstyle because it hits less, but it also hits harder.
Right.
It's like it's almost like Gunlands, really. Now that I think about it, because you have all the, like everything has the same moveset, but you'll have different ways to approach it depending on like what you're going for.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I never even really thought about like making that comparison, but like, yeah, that's solid.
It's all gonna depend on what we get.
Yeah. And I mean, like, that's the biggest thing is, a lot of the things that we're even talking about now could kind of be like speculatory just because we have no idea what's going to be changing like in the end game when it actually releases and this and that. But like, just from what we've seen so far, I am very, very optimistic about this game, and I can't really think of much that really concerns me, honestly. And that's a good sign. That's a very good sign, especially with, you know, how much we've been getting kind of screwed with AAA games and just how lame they've kind of been and just uninspired, it seems like. You know, like that
Yeah.
Godfall one, I was streaming that for a little bit, and it was just like, oh man, it was like you could just
You
tell
know,
that they just put this out because it looked
they
good, so they thought people were going to buy it for that, and they didn't
needed
care.
something to put out, or like the cyberpunk drama,
Oh god, that too.
which is
That
even
too.
worse.
Yeah, man. Like I don't know. It's nice. That's the thing, is that like any of the Monster Hunters that I've played, I have just not been disappointed. And like
Yeah.
I know that Nintendo doesn't exactly have the like, as far as like reducing the prices of their game, even if the game's like super old, they don't really do that very
They
well.
do
But
not do it.
yeah, but I mean, like, honestly, with the quality of the games, I mean, I still get them sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, because they're just, it's like almost guaranteed that they're just going to be like such good quality, and that's rare these days.
Sure, yeah. I wish I, played a little like later on so I could go back and play games. That's
Yes.
probably a really different feeling because like I've always been going forward with Monster Hunter. It's like
Uh huh.
it has to be different to be able to go back.
I was going to say, I can confirm that it's awesome being able to do that. I don't know, it's just such a good experience no matter what way you look at it. Dude, this poison in me, like, just absolutely wrecking me.
She's one more for good measure.
That's right. No, but I mean, I know as far as like Rathian and stuff like that, Generations Ultimate, Rathalos is like a such a bad fight. He just like stays up in the air, like, and like as soon as he lands, 2 seconds later he's back in the air, and like
Especially
it
Dread
oh
Game, worse
yes,
for that.
yes. And I mean, like, I understand how annoying that could be, but I would be so very upset if like we didn't get like a Rathalos or Rathian in a game. Like if there was ever a game that didn't have like Rathian or Rathalos in it, I would be devastated. They are just so
I don't
iconic.
think you have to like to worry about it because I don't think
No.
there's ever been a game like since. No, there hasn't been a game since like Monster Hunter where like was a thing period that didn't have those two in it.
Yeah.
It,
I
it, it would feel so weird because like I said, sometimes you don't even like fight them a lot past like end game where like you
right.
pass them in like the middle of the game and then you kind of just forget about them. But like having them just not be there would be such a weird feeling.
Right. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's so crazy to have such like an iconic monster, and because like even like I know that like Rathalos is in Smash Bros and stuff like that, but like I don't know. It seems like even people that have no idea like what Monster Hunter is at least have like some kind of inkling as
Oh,
to
there's that red
yeah,
thing. Yeah, that's Monster
yeah,
Hunter.
yeah. But I mean,
There's even been there's been Rathalos like art stolen for like rock music albums.
really,
I feel like it's kind of funny, and that people recognize it right away. It's like that's Rathalos. Hold on a second.
no way. See, like,
Yeah,
it's
it's happened a good couple times actually.
they really are just like unbelievably iconic. They really,
Yeah.
really are. And I mean, you know, more power to them because like they're just a solid design as far as the monsters go. Like they're cool. I mean, like they're very Dragon Wyvern esque. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know what it is
They're
about them.
like
It's just like
the Monster Hunter starter pack. It's like they're not just like generic dragons, but they're
yeah,
just, like recognizable enough. Like we don't hit you with like the super crazy things like freaking like Selfless Queen right off the bat.
yeah,
It's like, this is Monster Hunter. These are big, giant, fire-breathing dragons that you'll have to fight.
yeah,
And then also, there's all these other stuff too.
right. And that's what I was. Oh, speaking of like starter monsters, I would love to. Which, you know, we're probably not going to get it because like they're not going to sit here and wait to introduce like a starting monster. But I wish one of the monsters that's like on my wish list that isn't like an end game or even like mid tier, Great Macau. I love that monster so much, and I think it was such a good starter monster as far as like difficulty and just like not being able to spam buttons and beat it. You know what I mean? Like, I think they did a really good job.
You have to think a little bit about it.
Yes.
I like those starter monsters, but they always make me a little sad because it's like I'm never gonna fight this thing like in 3 more ranks.
Right.
So like we have a kangaroo like feathered raptor thing, and it's like okay, but I'm gonna leave him behind.
Yeah.
4U was really bad for that because pretty much like the majority of all the new monsters were all just super early rank.
Okay.
So then you finish it all up, and you were just fighting like Rajang and Tigrex again.
Okay.
All throughout the end game.
Seeing like Gen U, how do you feel about like the hyper monsters? Like how did you feel about that system? Did you like that more so than
because it keeps a lot more things relevant. Like it
yes,
that issue where
yes.
you're just fighting the same thing. You're like, oh, you're fighting like an Arzuros or a Kutku, but it'll kick your butt, and you're gonna need it for some stuff. So you're gonna have to hunt it.
Right. And I mean, like, the tempered system, like, I don't know. I don't really. I like it because it, it's replayability. You know what I mean? Like, it gives you a reason to come back and play. But like, it doesn't feel as inspired as like hyper monsters. You know what I mean? It feels like they were just like, all right, let's make it hit harder, and there you go.
It's a little shiny and
right.
Yeah,
right. Like there you go. Just kind of like throwing crumbs out. But like the hyper system.
Do anything? Yeah, hypers, and then also the deviants.
Yes.
That was a really good way to just have the same monster, but make you fight it for some reason.
Right.
They're different. They took a lot of like the usual like super easy monsters, and they made you like fight them at like end game.
Yes.
And they turn them into different fights.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
It's not just like a stat boost, like you said. There's something different. Like Redmond throws fish at you now, and Lagambi has gigantic snowballs.
Yes. And like I know, as far as like those deviants and whatnot, I know that we're not really going to be able to like see them in Rise. I think people were talking about like more so like canonical reasoning and like that. You know what I mean? As far as like the deviants, but like even some type of same deal as that would be great. You know what I mean? Like
it would be great.
Yeah, because honestly, like Bloodbath Diablos is probably like top 5 favorite monster, like throughout any of the games, anything like that. Bloodbath is probably in my top 5. If we're talking about like the design, if we're talking about fight, everything, like I love it, absolutely love it. That little roar canceling thing that he does, I think, is one of the coolest things about. Yeah, that's one of the coolest things about a monster, I think. How do you guys? What about Nightshade and Coral Puke Puke? Oh, Ryan's asking us about Nightshade and Coral Puke. Coral Puke, I think, is one of the best subspecies.
They did him really good.
Absolutely. I think he is fantastic. Nightshade annoys the absolute shit out of me. But, I mean...
feel like that's on purpose, though. Like,
right.
Status spammers are going to be annoying for the sake of it. That's how they get hard.
Right, especially like a sleep. Like that's obviously going to be really annoying. But I do.
Falling asleep.
Right. I think that they did it.
What was it? Viper Toby Kadachi is like, and you're poisoned at the same time, so you just gotta sit there and watch your character die.
I have to say that I absolutely did love Viper Toby. I loved Viper Toby.
Yeah, he was definitely fun.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like putting a spin on like an earlier monster that actually makes them a lot more challenging, a lot more fun to fight. Like they're just not a cakewalk. I absolutely love that.
Exactly. You're going into it expecting like, oh, this is just that new thing. It's just different. It has a new shade of paint. And then it carts you, and you're just like, wait a second, what?
Damn it! Yeah.
I have to try.
What? I have to pay attention.
I can't turn my brain off for this one.
Same. I remember yelling at my screen, "I'm not tired anymore. Please stop making me go to sleep." Yeah. See, like, it is. It's just great seeing them do things like that to where it isn't just like you said, like a fresh coat of paint. Like it's a whole new experience, but obviously with a pretty similar design, so you feel like you're still getting that feeling from fighting the monster, but like it's not just a, like you said, like a reshade or anything. I love,
Yeah.
love what they did with those monsters. Viper, Coral, Fulgur, Anjanath is definitely. I thought that was fantastic.
Yes.
Like that was just his look, his design, the fight itself, his attacks, all of it. I absolutely love it.
Like charging up mechanic thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Monsters are like the end game systems that don't just add stat boosts, and subspecies that don't just like swap the element, just change the color and then call it a day.
Right.
Those are the ones I like, because like you can pad the roster with those, and then it's to have them actually be new monsters. They're not just like, oh, this but blue, and it's fire now.
See, now we got people in the chat talking about Kieran. Did you ever get to fight, what is it, Orochi? Kieran?
Orochi?
Yeah, how was that experience? Was it better than normal Kieran, or pretty much more the same annoying
it
whatnot?
was a lot less annoying because you don't have the paralysis and the stun. You just have, ice.
Right.
But it was still a Kieran. It was just
right.
Instead of doing that.
I was gonna say. I mean, I figured it would still at least be somewhat Kieran-esque, but
just trying to hit the darn thing.
Right. And see, I know that I was talking about Switch Axe earlier, or not Switch Axe, but like Evade Extender earlier, and Switch Axe is definitely a weapon that I loved using Evade Extender on. Like the weapons that give you the hops, like Gun Lance, Switch Axe when you're in sword mode and whatnot, and even like to the side when you're in axe mode. Right. I love using Evade Extender on those. It's like a whole new weapon, whole new world when you can get a nice solid hop out of there.
Slide all the way over to the next side. Yeah, because he hunted. Like I'm used to just running across and it just like constantly just sliding around the monster because I can just sprint.
Yeah, and having the little intricacies, like how movement speed, how it makes it like the fastest weapon with the weapon drawn and everything like that. I love that stuff. Like I love that.
It's fun.
It doesn't.
It made it okay so that we didn't have any like defensive moves or counters or anything before.
Right, and I mean like it doesn't show up to like max your attack or like boost it up big time, but like that mobility is great offensively, defensively. Like it doesn't show up on the stats, but man, is it game changing.
The utility of it really changed that thing.
Yeah.
I really want the Echo song to come back. That boosted speed. That was super.
Yes. Severely underrated.
Yeah, like because nobody used it because it wasn't on like the super like meta.
Right.
But like if you could throw it on a Safi horn and you could use it, but just being able to just run around monsters at like supersonic speed and just slide around. Because like I remember when I was first trying to hunt Elatrion.
Yeah.
With how just freaking like nonstop attacking it was, that really helped. It was fun to just be able to just like it's all the way over here. At the end of the map, I'm right back there with it. I'm right behind you, Elatrion. You're not going anywhere.
Right.
So like I really hope that's back. Speedy song, speedy horn, brand new rise horn. It would be a perfect combination.
Right. Yeah, because I mean it was speed boost and evade window plus, right?
Yeah. So then you also got what was it like evade window 3 too?
Yeah.
And a stack.
Right.
So like you're not only like running around things, you like if they actually ended up trying to hit you, you could just dodge right through it.
Yeah, you could just say no, you're not gonna hit me.
Yeah, that would be a great thing to have.
Oh, I know. And see, like that's the thing that I feel like Jen, you did pretty good job, especially in comparison to like Worldborn, is those horns that didn't have like attack up and stuff. I feel like they did a better job of balancing them out as far as like their raw and this and that, and made them a lot more usable in comparison to like the horns
in World. Like you had to use something with attack or element up, or you were just like nerfing the crap out of yourself.
Yep.
Like I said before, like all the best song sets also came on all the best stats. So like there was no like mix up where it's like this has all utility song set, but it has massive raw.
Right.
Like they need more of that. Like Gen U did a really good job with that. Like I hope they, cause especially since this is the same team that made that game,
Yeah.
I really hope that they do the weapon tree like that.
Yes. Yes.
It's like you could update like pretty much anything to a good end game level and use it if you felt like it.
Right. And I mean, I feel like that will be the case. Exactly what you were saying, since this is the team that, was doing Gen U and all that. I feel like that is how it's going to end up being. But, like, I don't know. It just seems like there's so much that we don't know. And it makes me that much more excited.
Yeah, because it's like the showcases, they brought up so many questions, and we're like, oh, we'll have them all answered at the demo, and the demo comes in. I was like, we have so much more questions now that we actually have our
exactly.
Like, it answered 2 and then brought up 5, so now we just need to see the full game.
Right. But they just did so good with this. They did so good with like rolling it out with, the things that they've shown and aren't showing. Like, they nailed it. They nailed it big time.
Oh yeah. Great. Like we're not just sitting here bored or just like starving for like information. Like we have something to talk about.
Right.
Right up until we're gonna be talking about things right up until the release.
Right.
Because then we have at least like what two more trailers coming out. Because they said they were gonna do a trailer a month.
Okay. Yeah. So we have this month's coming up and March's.
Yeah, and it'll probably be pretty early too, so we probably won't even have to wait that long for it.
Yeah, see, now that's what I like to hear.
Because the timing, they're gonna have to release it early, because the game's coming out later March.
Right.
So they got to give people a chance to talk about it for a while. So we're probably gonna get it. So it's like February is gonna come out nice and early. We'll talk about it for a month, and then March is gonna come out nice and early. So
Yep.
I see what new map, new monsters. Those are coming up pretty soon.
Speaking of new monsters, do you have a favorite that you've of like the new monsters that we've seen and whatnot? Have you?
One? Goss.
Yes, yes, Goss Harag is so
Easy
dope, so dope.
That
like
is a concept we have never had before.
Nope.
It's gonna be so fun to fight. It's gonna change up. So like a monster that's just like you use weapons, you fight us. Like I'm gonna try it.
Right.
That seems like a fun thing. I'm gonna hit you with a sword this time.
Yeah, right. And see, like obviously, the immediate comparison that I kind of think of is like Glavenus, and then I just thought about like, what if Glavenus was in Rise, a turf war with those guys and they're fucking sword fighting, dude? Like
that would be crazy.
Oh.
Especially with like the super animated, like how we saw the Arzuros. Tetranodon, and like if we see like a fight like that,
right?
Those things just duking it out with swords, that
would be so awesome. Listen, this is one of the reasons why I love these guys in chat. They've literally been sitting here talking about potatoes, and they were like, "Let's just keep talking about potatoes until Handy notices." I've noticed, by the way,
now I have to look back and see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say check back and see it, because wow, they have been literally sitting here talking about potatoes, and only these guys could do it, dude. No, but I mean, like that's the biggest thing too, is like how we were talking about like the Monster Hunter community and stuff. Like, it's such a good experience, and the fact that World was so popular, I'm just glad, you know what I mean, because it seems like now Capcom will put even more energy and effort into the games, and like we've already seen what they can do and the amazing games that they can make. That's only going to get better now.
Sure, they have to. This is like their best game, period.
Literally. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're talking sales figures, anything, like it's literally their best. So like
you got to invest in that, and it's going to help having more people actually like it. So
yeah,
the more the merrier.
And yeah, I mean, I know that we were talking about it before, but that's what also makes me think that like there's no way they don't have like a PC port, something like that, to where it
it's most likely around. But it's like I feel like if it does, the only reason why we don't know about it yet is probably so Nintendo can keep people buying the Switch for it.
Right.
Like you've already seen those people that are saying like, well, I'll get it
right
on PC. I'm not buying a Switch for that. So it's
Right.
like Nintendo probably does not want that to happen.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing too, is like you have seen people also that are like it's kind of like playing towards exactly what you were saying. They want to keep people buying the Switches, because I know I've seen plenty of people that were like, yeah, I'm gonna buy a Switch for this game. Like, I don't have a Switch. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I remember we were talking about that, but like I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of people that said that they're literally going to buy a Switch for it.
That's so painful.
I
Missing Earthshaker is the worst thing in the world.
I was gonna say, I'll ask you this too. Bacon is asking us, what do you think about the new Rise Switch?
It looks so good.
Yes.
I wish I didn't actually buy a Switch. I was like, oh,
Yep.
they released it after the demo. See, if they did it before, I would have been like, oh well, I'll get it. And
Yeah.
I was like, no, I have to play the demo because I know there's gonna be a demo.
Right.
So I gotta just go ahead and get the Switch.
Yep. Which, yeah, that kind of seems like an odd move on their part. You know what I mean? Like, if they would have released it like before the demo came out and stuff, I feel like even more people would have jumped on board. Like the people that were like, oh no,
they would have gotten a lot of sales off that.
Right.
Especially if it cost like a little bit more just to have that little collector's edition
Uh-huh.
on the Switch.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember I got the 4U 3DS.
Oh, I didn't know that there was.
That design that came it came bundled with the game and everything.
Okay.
It looked pretty cool, but it's like they released that before the demo. So
Okay.
I actually went and got that all together.
Ah,
Like,
okay, I see.
It's super after the fact. Because like, when did they actually start talking about it? I can't remember, but it was like, what was it, like the last like week or so?
Something like it.
Yeah, like it's like the demo's been out for like a month. Like people already have Switches and are playing it, or like if anyone's, I feel like Monster Hunter is one of those games is like you're not gonna be on the fence about it.
No.
Like if you're gonna get it, you're gonna.
Yes.
Like, oh, the trailer came out for new Monster Hunter in like 8 months. I'm buying it, Monster Hunter.
Okay. Yes.
I feel like a lot of people just like interacting with media. A lot of Monster Hunter fans.
Yes.
Are like that. They're like, oh, cool, Monster Hunter's coming out.
Yep. I had the Rise Collector's Edition and Amiibo pre-ordered before I had a Switch. Mars, that is dedication, my man. That is dedication.
Yeah, that's one way to prioritize it.
I was gonna say, holy crap! Yeah, I get it. Okay, we gotta read this story. One time, the girlfriend was cutting up some potatoes to make something, and I just came up, grabbed some chunks, looked her in the eye, and started chomping. Ryan, why are you still talking about potatoes? I thought you guys were giving up that jig now that I figured it out.
Oh, that's the whole thing.
Yes, this is apparently the potato talk is still a thing. Pixel, got to get some sleep. Hey, thank you for coming out to the stream, Pixel. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, but I mean, as far as Hey Jay that we were talking about before as well. I keep bringing him up, but it's just like he was saying something about like he's already going to like get engrossed in the series. You know what I mean? Like he's only played for a little bit, and I feel like that's exactly what Monster Hunter is. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of game that when it clicks for you, you go all the way in. There's no like kind of dipping the toes, but like
it makes you do it too, because like
it does.
You have to fight this thing to get the weapon that's best to fight that thing, but for this one you gotta get the different weapon, and you gotta try something else. Mm-hmm. But also like the pieces to make it have like a 5% drop rate, so you're gonna have to actually hunt 5.
Yep.
It's like you have to play a lot of Monster Hunter. If you
right.
Monster Hunter.
Right. Now
you don't get a choice.
Some of you guys, if anybody has actually like watched him playing and stuff like that, is he kind of just playing solo through the story, or are other people playing with him? And so I hope that he's kind of playing solo for a while, just so you don't have the opportunity of people coming in with like high rank stuff, and you know what I mean, like
just running through the game.
Yeah. Like I hope that he's kind of like going solo and then kind of going there. You know what I mean? Like getting a full experience. And like I wish I could have just like had an out of body experience when I first started playing Monster Hunter, because man, it was such a good it was just such a good experience.
Yeah, it's a fun game, and the crazy part is like there's not really that much like it. So if you want to get your Monster Hunter fix, you pretty much got to play Monster Hunter, because like I mean there's what was it, Tokiden, Dauntless,
And God Eater.
God Eater, yeah, that was it. But it's like they all have their like own specific feel. Like you have to play Monster Hunter to get that Monster Hunter.
Right. Yeah, and I mean like it's very oh, Ninja, by the way, YouTube algorithm has given me this channel. I like what I see so far. You ain't seen nothing yet, Ninja. You ain't seen nothing. And yes, actually, Ryan, very true. You should definitely join up on the Discord. That is an experience in itself. But Mars was saying that God Eater's awesome. I played the third one, I believe it was. I didn't really play it too long because I was still kind of like engrossed in like Iceborne and this and that. Did you ever play the God Eater series?
Very little. Because like I said, I was like, oh, this is a game like Monster Hunter, but I could also go play Monster Hunter.
Right.
Because I need to farm up some plates and gems.
Right.
This is nice for right now, but
I don't have the time. I got to get back to Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter's calling me.
Too much to do in Monster Hunter. I got to get back to it.
That's probably why I don't play very many other games either.
And see, that's the thing too, is as far as like Dauntless, I actually did. Like I wanted to be fair, I tried it when it first came out, and it just seems like, and it might not be fair to compare it to Monster Hunter and stuff like that, but I mean like,
yeah,
that's kind of what happened, is that I was playing it and I was like, okay, yeah, but I could be playing Monster Hunter. Exactly what you said. Like that was my feeling. Yeah.
I feel like if they'd come out like a long time ago, or
yes,
if they didn't come out like at the exact same time that World got announced.
Yep.
They would have got a little better rap.
I think so too, and I mean, like, I feel like we would have had more of a team Monster Hunter and team Dauntless. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like there would have been more of that.
It's just like it comes off as like, oh, it's the discount version.
Right. Okay,
and
so
I don't know. I wanted it. I wanted to give it all this a chance, but it's just like I can't get my fix.
No. After you've played Monster Hunter, like maybe if you go like if you play Dauntless first and then play Monster Hunter, yeah, maybe. But if you go Monster Hunter first then Dauntless, nah. It's just you're not going to have the same experience.
Once you get that taste.
Right, and I did. I absolutely did. When it first came out, I gave it a try and everything like that. And then even this recent update where they said it was going to be like, this is like almost like a No Man's Sky type update to where it was going to change everything. And this, I downloaded it.
Yeah.
Dude, I uninstalled it like within like 15-20 minutes. Something like that. I was just like,
not everyone liked that too. That was the crazy part.
No.
It's like, you guys changed the game too much. Why can't I just play solo? Why do I have to go do all this extra stuff?
Yeah. Brad, oh my god. Yes, holy crap. That looked insane. I just see this giant Rathian coming at me while I'm coming up the hill.
Running at full speed. The Wyvern riding mechanic is wild.
Absolutely fantastic.
They do this in just to throw people for a loop. It's like, oh, you weren't expecting us to be able to control monsters, were you?
Nope. And it's just so good. It is so good. And then, like, as far as, like, the Silkbind attacks and stuff, I have to say one of my favorites is definitely the Dual Blades. They're, it's like, I think it's... Yes. Because it's basically... Body. Yeah, it's basically Wolf's Maw, and I love it. I love it.
It is a super cool concept for an attack, too.
Yes. And then I think the other one... I think I was reading it right. That you, like, launch yourself into the monster, and if you get hit, like, you do, like, this spinning attack and whatnot.
That adept-style super spin
Yes! And see, like, that's the thing.
So crazy.
Yeah, and, like, that's the thing, too, is, like, Valor Dual Blades, when you were in Valor mode, you got this little, like, dash forward that was, like, a guard point, and it, like, returned your sharpness and this and that. And, like, as soon as I see things like that Soakbind move that we're talking about right now. I'm just like, dude,
Right.
they did so good in implementing like generation stuff without, just making it a straight up reprint, pretty
Yeah.
much.
It's like, oh, this is Rise Hunter art.
Yes, this is the move that you love, but we're putting a nice twist on it to where you still get a different experience.
Bugs.
Yes.
Yeah, no, they were really cool, and just looking at the leaks of the ones that they haven't been shown yet, I was like, oh, these are gonna change things up like crazy.
Yeah. And see, I honestly have to say that, obviously Hunting Horn is going to be like the first weapon that I use and the one that I use the most. But Dual Blades is definitely going to be a close second, I have to say. Just how fluid they are, and they feel even more... I don't even know how to really explain it, but they feel even more Dual Blades-esque than ever before.
Watching runs is just like you're never not attacking.
Yes.
You just always just nonstop just slicing into things.
Yeah. I'll ask you this, Kay, because I haven't really played it too much. But Cub just asked, they're boycotting Pokemon probably for that exact reason, that they literally just put another the same game out with a different title. But have you ever played Monster Hunter Stories at all?
No, I wanted to. I just never actually got around to it.
Yeah, I haven't either, and it's definitely something that I would like to play. But actually, no, I lied. I downloaded that BlueStacks, the Android emulator type deal, and I played it for a little while, but I ended up getting pretty heavy into streaming and stuff around that time, so I didn't really get to play it too much. But the time that
game time just to be able to just play games.
Yes,
I
yes.
gotta play for YouTube or for streaming.
And I mean, as far as stories, I know that I had a solid experience, and it was very Pokemon-esque, but definitely different. So Cub, as far as Monster Hunter Stories, I know a lot of people in the Discord have played it and really enjoyed it, and they're looking forward to hearing something about Stories too. So yeah, I'd say if you want to give it a try, I'd say yeah.
I feel like they should be talking about it, because
they aren't at all.
The focus is on Rise right now.
They really aren't talking about it at all.
So much of the focus is on Rise. If it was coming out same time or around the same time, or if they released saying something about the game, but it's oh yeah, stories is also a thing that's
right
for Monster Hunter.
And that's it. They're just oh yeah, I mean, it exists, but then that's it. They're not really saying much after that. They're just it's there.
It's there.
It's coming out.
It would be, when it exists.
Yeah. Seeing I hope we get more information about it.
A different game.
Yes.
It's Monster Hunter, the series, but it's a different game.
Yeah, because
it's a different take on it. It's just, but all the same monsters are still in there.
The more Monster Hunter, the better, in my opinion. But
agreed.
Never
go wrong with more Monster Hunter.
Tommy says that Dual Blades is my gaming experience in every game. Just super aggression. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a good way of describing Dual Blades in this, is super aggression. But
yeah, pretty much.
I was going to say,
but
and
also Hunting Horn.
Yes, I was literally just about to talk about that. The recital move, the performance move, that changes everything, dude. You can literally just sit right in a monster's face and beat the crap out of him, and
just go in.
Yep.
Destroy them. It's so fun.
It's such a different experience.
It's crazy that some people don't like that.
I do. I love it. I love it.
It's wild, because I know people, the super simplified songs. I understand that.
That's one thing.
I kind of don't like that either, but I can't argue that they're not super efficient. If I have attack up down, I can just go
right,
and it's up.
right.
I swing twice and it's up, but I get it. If you wanted to just always be able to have a different combo and do bring a different set of utility to the fight, instead of just I played this note twice.
And
then I'm. But it's just the moveset is awesome. So I've talked to some people on Reddit, and they're just like, you know, I don't like how it's not like super calculated and everything anymore. You just like, hit buttons.
I don't know.
It's like it's not though, guys. Like it's super technical now.
Yes.
Which is the wild part. It's just like, well, yeah, it's gonna look like you're mashing buttons if you're mashing buttons.
Right. But you can absolutely tell the people that are mashing buttons and the ones that are like, okay, I just did this attack. Now my best move would be to go to this attack. Like
I have these 3 options because you can't just use every attack like stringing off of another anymore. This one will move my position. This one will block that next attack. It's gonna be really fun to get into.
Absolutely, because I mean, like
especially
that.
When they add the other ones that aren't in the demo yet, too.
Right, and I feel like
we don't even have all of hunting.
No, and like I know for a fact like you are much more about that efficiency and like well, I mean like you speed run, so I mean like that's obvious, you know, but like I feel like this is
gotta look into the little deeper layers.
Yes, and like I feel like this hunting horn is that, and people don't realize that they're not giving.
Technical people,
yeah, and like people aren't giving it credit
cool.
for that.
To make it popular, so everyone just doesn't ignore it anymore. It's like yes, but that's not all.
Right, they literally did both. Like they made it perfect for people like you that like to speed run and like to dig deeper into it, and they made it accessible for people to try it and see how they like it. Like I don't know how they came up with it, but they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it.
You know, maybe it was just, you know, waiting for years to do this much with hunting horn.
Right.
They had a lot of time to think it over.
Because that's the thing is I do find myself like with Generations Ultimate, like I find myself not playing hunting horn as much as I do in like Worldborn and stuff, just for the simple fact that like the songs aren't on the screen and like the little things like that. I was a little bit worried about that, like as far as Rise and everything. I didn't know like if they were gonna keep that kind of like how you had to like pause the game and check out the screen for your songs. Yeah. Like I didn't know if they were gonna keep that because it was like, you know, one of the mobile teams things, but like I'm glad they didn't because it really did. It hindered the experience I had.
Yeah,
as far as like
makes it more approachable. Like when you're first trying to do hunting horn, it's like, oh, I memorize, you know, this combo for every weapon. And then you come to hunting horn, it's like, you know, you have to memorize a different combo every single time you want a specific song.
Right. And it's just
it throws people off.
And it was.
This is like, you know, more approachable.
Mm-hmm. And it was such a different experience, but you know,
approachable with the songs, but you know.
Right.
Leaky Leaks say that, you know, this isn't the only thing we have for songs.
So
yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it yet until we finally see, you know, like everything.
Yeah, like there's just so much this game has to offer that we have not seen yet.
And I'm ready for it too.
Right. I am very much just like, see, that's the thing is like I know I made that video about Gen U and why you should play it and this and that. Like, luckily, you know, how you've already played Generations and stuff like that, you know, it'd be a little bit different for you going back, but like, you know, since this is more my first experience with like Generations Ultimate, it's perfect because it's carrying me right into Rise. So like it's
that's the whole reason why I got it in the first place. Like I've since the demo came out, I kind of just completely dropped Generations, but I got Generations just so, you know, like there's
to carry you through.
Mm-hmm. It's getting the Switch controls back under my fingers, and it's also, you know, just like a nice little time filler until, you know, the next couple months go by and then we have Rise. And then Rise gets to eat all the time.
Right. Ninja in the comments was talking about Palicos using the phrase "to dizzy monsters" because like that was one of the things I said in the journalist, the little article video that I made. Like he used that instead of just like simply saying to stun or to stun or KO the monster. Like to dizzy, like it just seemed like there were so many things that showed, okay, like you really
it just said, oh, this guy doesn't monster.
No, like you seriously have not played much. But like that is kind of like a good little segue into something else that I wanted to talk to you about. Like how do you feel about palicos not being like shown off in the weapon showcase? Do you think that's a straight up like tell that they're not going to be a thing, or do you think it was like
prowlers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. Probably not. I feel like if anything, if they were gonna let us do it, they would let us control the paladin, just because they're the new thing.
Right. So
just
like
because they show it, I feel like they're not gonna like it's one of those things where it's like, well, you can kind of hold out hope, but if they haven't showed it by now, they're probably not gonna show it.
Right.
Like how people are like still holding out like hope for like a 15th weapon. It's like it's probably.
Oh, I was gonna say like I was gonna say I feel like that's in the category of like no chance.
It's in the past.
Yeah.
That whenever that 15th weapon comes out, it's gonna be such a dilemma for me, because I was like, do I want to try the new thing, or do I want to keep on playing hunting?
Right. Which I mean,
that's what happened in For You. I was like, I think I have to do a playthrough with Insect Glaive for a little while. And then come back to Hunting Horn later.
Yeah, and see, like, that's the thing too is I never actually like tried Prowler, so like as far as me missing it in like Rise or anything like that, it's not really going to be a thing. But like, I do feel bad for the people that did do like Prowler and used it and stuff like that, because there is no like in between. I have not met people that use
a super fancy like new thing that we've never had before, and now it's not in the game.
Exactly. I'm like, right, because like anytime that I have somebody that like even uses Prowlers, whether it's like online or a lot of people in the Discord, you know, our community, they have like a passion for like Prowler and stuff. There's no in between. Either people are like, nah, I don't really use Prowler, or they're like, yeah, Prowler is like the greatest thing ever, and like everybody should use it.
Hunters, we're cats.
Oh, Sans, thanks, man. Holy crap. Sup? Bro just threw down $100 and said, sup.
Oh, wow.
Bro, you just dropped 100. You gotta hit us with like some profound statement or of wisdom or something. Holy shit, man. Thank you. Kay, you did this. I gotta split this with you. Like we gotta go 50-50. We gotta go 50-50 on this.
Yeah, hey, if you feel like it.
Like
I won't say no.
See now, okay, so basically this is, you want to know why you need to start streaming, Kay? Exhibit A.
I've been throwing it around in my head. I'm just like, I think I might need to start just actually, you know, just getting on and just hunting.
Sans, man, seriously, I cannot even tell you how much I appreciate that. That is absolutely awesome. Thank you. I see, now that's the thing is like I was sitting there saying like he just dropped $100 and he should have like dropped some kind of profound wisdom. I changed my mind. That's a huge flex. Just dropping that kind of money and being like sup, and that's it.
Just cause.
Huge flex. Huge flex, Stans. Way to go. Way to go. See, now how do you think the wife would feel about you streaming and whatnot? Because it does, like it eats up a solid bit of time.
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm
just saying, like, just several hours and hours of just playing. I was like, but you know, like, if I'm going to be playing anyway, because that's the whole reason why I got into, like, just doing YouTube in the first place. Is like, I'm already playing.
Yeah.
Might as well just get in and, you know, just start recording gameplay, throw some guides up, do some speed runs, especially since, you know, PS4, I can just, like, get on. But now I have to do a capture card anyway, so, you know, I get full circle.
Right.
That's the only reason why I didn't really start earlier.
Tommy, my God. He just said, don't worry about splitting it up. Both of y'all get one. He just dropped a hundo too, man.
Oh, wow. Thanks.
Yeah, I was going to say, holy crap. Believe me, dude, we are absolutely doing that. I don't know how we're going to, whether it's PayPal, this or that, whatever, but you are sure as hell.
We'll figure it out after the
I was going to say, but you are sure as hell getting that. Tommy, thank you so much, man. Absolutely appreciate that. And listen, I'm glad that you said for me to try the dual blades out and asked me to do it, because you reminded me of just how much I loved the dual blades in this Rise demo. I completely forgot how much I love these, but man, he lit a fire now.
We might have a couple dual blades hunts, and then further on we really
Right.
I've been thinking of a weapon. Do I want to just branch out, use something else?
You have
just,
to
focus on hunting one, but just do something else. But I can't decide on which one it is.
See now,
I used to play a little bit of everything. There were a couple that I was really good at.
I
feel like my top 3 would be bow,
okay.
insect glaive, and hunting.
I can absolutely agree with you on insect glaive, especially. That was one of the ones that people were kind of upset because in the showcases and stuff like that, they really didn't show off too much with
No.
insect glaive. You know what I mean? As far as big and flashy.
All of the most generic parts of insect glaive is
yeah.
They show it's guys, you were supposed to hype people up.
Right.
What are you doing?
And that's why people were expecting that. You know what I mean? And I don't blame them. But at the same time,
it's not it's bad. It just didn't get that much.
No. And I get it. Oh wait, did I just run Izuchi into the shock trap?
Maybe.
Yeah,
he's trapped.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it just randomly threw me off, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah. Traps knock you off.
Yeah, but that's dope.
I wonder if that's how they're gonna stop from, because I think with the whole TA rule set, they're trying to see how they can limit wyvern rides, because they don't want to just obviously just tell you can't use silkbind.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be just you, the weapon, and the monster. Right,
and then
so it's are you going to be able to use traps to stop the monster? But then you're using traps.
Right.
It'll be interesting how they handle that.
I was going to say
speed running is going to be a really cool thing to look at. Casual running is going to be a really cool thing to look at.
Right.
Rise needs to come out now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If it wasn't for the new news that will probably be coming out, I was can I just go to sleep until March?
Right.
I don't want to miss out on that stuff.
Fred, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. He said, "Yo, hope you guys collab more in the future." Absolutely.
Oh yeah, because we actually were planning before. You guys obviously didn't hear this part. We were planning before, and we had everything set up and everything, and then we found out oh wait. You play on Xbox and I play on PS4.
Yep.
That's not happening.
Yep.
But now it's all in the same system.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep. I was gonna say, man, absolutely, and that's the beauty of I guess you could say it's the beauty. I don't even know how you kind of word it, but the fact that it's only on Switch right now, so it kind of forced us to be able to. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that's the one positive.
No excuses now.
Mars donated 99 cents and just sent a poop emoji. See, these guys are just seriously the best. They are the absolute best.
Yeah, that's definitely. I want to get into more collabs, just more just interaction with the community and everything. I'm really working on that this year.
Right.
A little bit of a New Year's resolution. See if we can work on that.
Oh my god, somebody literally Potato Tips Gaming just gave $5.
Oh, but the potatoes are the meme of the day, I guess.
I was gonna say, listen, man, you're gonna be linked to that, by the way. So if people start talking about potatoes when you start streaming and whatnot, you know where it came from.
Yeah, if Potato Plays Here wants to, pop up in the chat every now and then.
Absolutely. Dono Train. What? These guys are crazy, dude. These guys are crazy. I love it. I absolutely love it. Do I think the Silkbind moves are good? Yes. Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes, and yes. I
yes with 5 E's.
Right. Yes. I absolutely do. It's just I don't know. I loved Styles in Generations Ultimate. I'm absolutely going to miss the crap out of those. But as far as these Silkbind moves, and them kind of replicating Hunter arts and this and that, I like that because I still feel like I get at least like a piece of Generations
No,
Ultimate in the
it's
game.
not all gone because that was super cool to be able to just like have the same weapon but just play it different.
Yes, yes, that was so cool. Even
It's
with
like you'll
like,
still be able to do it, with silk binds. You'll have a option to just like play just standard or you
uh huh,
spam out the silk binds.
right. And see, like, as far as styles and stuff like that, what did you kind of gravitate to with Hunting Horn?
Adept and Brave, especially Brave.
Oh
Because
yes,
having those speedy recitals, they were so fun.
yes,
Because that the one thing is like if nothing else had ever changed for Hunting Horn, the one thing I would have wanted was faster recitals.
yes,
And so just to have Valor to be able to just spin, 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 spin. That's your recital and your encore.
yep, yep,
That was the best part.
right. And see, I loved Adept. I loved what they did there as far as, like being able to do the 3 consecutive notes like that. I loved it. And I just loved how each style brought something cool like that. You know what I mean? Like it was nice and unique and it was like, holy crap, I'm still playing the Hunting Horn, but God, these feel so different and good and
Like I need to switch it up. Do I have to use a different weapon? It's like no, just a different Hunting Horn style.
yes. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. I'd never actually like gotten to it. Or I wanted to play aerial hunting.
I
Apparently
actually
that was actually really good.
I actually have.
But
I
like, people ignored it because it was like memey.
yes.
But
Yes.
it was really good because you could literally just like jump off of attacks and it would count as like a block.
Yep. Yep. And I mean like as far as even building your song queue and stuff, it was really good because like you can get 2 notes after you vaulted. Yeah.
Like as you were jumping, right?
Exactly. Yes. And like that was the biggest thing was the biggest hurdle to get over is that it's a little wonky as far as like actually hitting somebody when a ride. Because by all means, go ahead. But yeah, like the biggest thing to get over was the hits themselves. Kind of like landing both of the hits was something that you had to get used to. But after you got used to that, it was great. It was so much fun. Definitely different. Definitely different. What horns did K use? What horns did you use in Generations?
Generations?
Yeah.
What did I use? The Silver Wind. I used a lot
Yep.
of a Cantor horn.
Okay. Okay.
That was a really interesting, especially with the super low sharpness.
Yes.
It just like hit like a friggin' truck.
Right.
Yeah, and then I also like some of the status horns. Like another one I used a lot was the what was it? The Deviant Malfestia one.
Yes. Night Cloak. Yes.
I swear like I looked like when XX or Double Cross was out.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't out fully in the US. I was just like, please have something, please have something, please have something.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yep, that's a sleep horn with the tack up. I'm using it.
Done. Sign me up. Yes, dude. I absolutely agree. And the look of it too, like the harp look and everything. Sign me up, dude. Everything about that horn was fantastic. It probably didn't give you your Gogmazios fix, but I mean,
No, because it's a freaking just like raw stick.
right.
That thing was ridiculous.
How do I feel?
Hopefully we have something like that. Because the one thing I don't want for the meta is to just have like another blast.
Yeah.
It's like, if it's status, it's blasted every
Right.
single time. Like for the past like 5 games now. I was like, all right, I switch it up, guys.
And to be honest, the fact that it's the mobile team that, the people that made like Generations and stuff, I am a little less worried about that. I feel like they did a pretty solid job even with like Generations. So, I'd say definitely a better job than they did in World. But like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I feel pretty confident in like us not having that happen to where.
We'll have option.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
have option.
Absolutely.
World had that big. They had that like classic Monster Hunter, just like one weapon to rule them all kind of thing. Where it's like, oh, you'll use this and nothing else. That's completely fine.
Right.
You won't really have to worry about it.
Yeah, and
I like swapping it up every now. And
yes, I was gonna say like that's not my thing, and even like in Generations, I know that like how like the Josina set was like the set to use and stuff.
The set, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't built it, and I will not. Like I can't do stuff like
Can't
that.
do it.
No, like because I know that if I do make it, I'm gonna be like, okay, so why am I gonna use anything else really?
Anything
You know?
else, yeah.
So yeah, I've just
I mean,
completely
like, I
refused.
try it. Like if I'm gonna use like something just off the rails, I'm gonna try to make it like as like effective as possible.
Uh huh.
But I'm not gonna just like nerf myself for the sake of nerfing myself. But it's just like, do I want to use like the meta, or do I just like want to try my own thing out and just try to make it as strong as possible? It is it's a toss up.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I remember like towards the end of Iceborne, I played a lot of Frostcraft hunting.
Right, right.
Like in all technicality, that was like so much stronger than the actual like meta.
Uh-huh.
Just nobody used it because
Exactly.
it was just like so out there. It's like, why are you not just using Fatalis set? Why are you not just using the Master's Touch?
Yep, and
Like,
see,
because this is fun.
I have
It's a
to.
different play style. It's different.
I was gonna say, like, I have to give a little bit of a shout out to Christian. He's Christian Mingle in our Discord, but he's the one that kind of like made me look into Frostcraft on the Horn. He's like the first person that I talked to that brought that up, and I was like, holy crap. Like, I never even...
works.
Yeah, like, I never even thought about that, but yeah, man, this is fantastic. But yeah, like,
It's not just for greatsword.
Exactly, exactly. I was gonna say, I know Bacon, I think he just took off, but he was asking how I feel about the gun lance, and that is something that I can't exactly answer right now, just because I was always a long gun lance user. I absolutely loved using gun lance, the charge shells, all that stuff, and I'm pretty sure in this one, with the amount of shells, we can tell it's definitely a normal one. But like,
It's normal.
as far as even like that goes, like I like it. I like gun lance in this. It seems like it's going to be really fun. The Silkbind moves are really cool. That one, it's like the one Silkbind is.
They're gonna add some more stuff to gun lance too. I think because if you look in the notes, I think they said something about like wide can KO with the worm snake now.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, it's like if you land it on the head, it'll KO. So like I think they're gonna add like extra stuff to like all the different playstyles.
That would be great. And then I was just kind of curious, like what they were. Ooh, he came all the way over here. But I was gonna see like how they were going to do it. People were talking about like I think it was me and Echoes on the in the Discord. We were talking about like it would be cool if you could choose like what shelling you use on a gun lance. And I would be down for that. I think that would be pretty cool, and give you more.
It stops that whole thing that people have to worry about. Is like, oh, this isn't like normal 5.
Right.
This isn't my favorite. My favorite shelling type. Crap. I'm not using
Right,
it.
right. That's what I'm saying. Because like you kind of like reduce the weapon pool by a third. You know, if you
Yeah.
have it the way it is. And believe me, I still use.
Same issue Hunting Horn has with attack up.
Yes,
or element
yes.
up or nothing.
And
That's
see,
definitely something I hope they fix with everything else that they're changing up on Hunting Horn.
right. Brad, appreciate the donation, man. 2 potato recipes added to the canteen. Brilliant, brilliant. No, but I would have to say, even with the shelling and stuff like that, I used the crap out of gun lance in like World War and stuff like that. I used it a lot, but I would love to see that to where you can choose what shelling. That would be fantastic. Because that's the thing too, is like you would still have, like have it to where it would like this horn would still pair up best with like normal or something like that, but you still have that option to use the horn with your shelling type, even if it's a little bit less optimal. You still have, an opportunity to use it that way.
Have that just freedom of choice, like
right.
The Safi weapons are really cool for that.
Yes.
I like having just like just build your own weapon, like a custom system like that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and especially with Hunting Horn, you know what I mean? Like getting that a la carte with your song selection and stuff. That was fantastic. I can't wait to see.
I kind of like. I wouldn't mind like seeing something like that in every like Monster Hunter or like more Monster Hunters just in the future. But it's just like it can't be like the best option. Like as soon as it comes out, it's like, oh, why would you use any of the regular weapons?
And that's what happened.
Make your own.
Right. And I think, that's something that they can learn from, obviously, and perfect it.
I mean, they fixed it. They just gotta balance it
Yeah,
out and just give other things just like stronger. Because like I think like by the end of Iceborne for Hunting Horn, like there was like one Safi horn that was still meta, and that was just because we had no better fire horn.
exactly.
Yeah, but it's just like for a lot of weapons, it's just like, oh, you just use Safi. You're like there isn't anything else. If there is anything else, you can just take a Safi weapon and make it into that, but better.
Yeah. Yep. They did do a very good job as far as like balancing it out and everything like that. I absolutely see that. Um Oh, Ryan just came back and found out that you're $200 richer. Congrats indeed. I was going to say, oh, I'm going the complete opposite direction. See, that is one of the things that you have to watch out for when you're streaming. You can get lost in the chat, and that's exactly what just happened to me. But yeah, I was going to say, technically though, Ryan, I am $100 richer because I am 100% serious. Okay, we are going to figure that out, and we are sending it half of that your way because this has been right. Sharing is absolutely caring. And see, like that's the thing is that this has been an absolute blast for sure. And this was like last minute. Just imagine what we're going to be able to do when like we have time to plan things out and we fix
Full time, we got the full game.
Right.
Technical difficulties.
Exactly. But yeah, man, I mean, like doing collabs like this, it's an absolute blast. And then like I feel like how we were talking about like the Monster Hunter community and stuff, I feel like it's even more amplified just by how awesome this community is and like
There are fun people out there, man.
oh yeah, boom. But yeah, I think if how you were talking about a weapon that you want to try out or like while you're doing the hunting horn stuff, I vote Insect Glaive. I think you should do
Insect Glaive, you think?
Yes, I think you should go Insect Glaive. I think that would be a fun weapon and like a completely
the most typed and the least typed weapon.
Yeah, there you go. You could do it that way too. But I mean, just like completely different play styles. So like you're getting two different ends of the spectrum, like far reaching. Yeah, I say you go Insect Glaive.
I always wish they did more with the bug.
Me too.
Make the bug more than just like just a buff collector.
Right. And like I said, we don't know. We don't have the full game and stuff. Maybe they're going to sneak something in there. But like, I agree with you. I think they need to give the Kinsect a little bit more. Somebody is throwing little kunai at me, and I don't appreciate it. I don't know who it was, but I don't appreciate it. But yeah, dude, gonna go peace out since I have work. Have fun with hunting, and let's all not forget to like and subscribe to both of these awesome guys. Just got another $100. Oh, wow. Like, dude, and see, that's the thing is I do have to call the stream here. I got to get some grub and eat some dinner. But
you calling it?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I think I might have to go grab the wife from work.
I was going to say, because this has been an absolute blast, and we're going to be able to do it again anytime you want, man, and we'll fix out all these kinks. Sans, dude, thank you again for that donation. Tommy, thank you. Everybody, Brad, Al, all you guys that donated. I love you guys. Thank you for coming to the first of many collabs.
First and not the last.
Absolutely, dude. And yeah, so don't forget to join the Discord in the description below. There's a link that'll take you right there. Join up so we can keep having these awesome conversations. And yeah, Kay, thank you, man, so much.
No problem.
So much for
having you. Appreciate you guys letting me on.
Absolutely, and you got to see just how awesome these guys are. And yeah, so I will definitely be getting a hold of you soon for financial reasons, as you can see, and to figure out when we're going to do this again. But yeah, thank you again, man. Truly, I appreciate it.
No problem.
And yeah, I will see everybody else in the next stream. And then, Kay, do you have anything coming up that you want to tell people about?
Yeah, aside from doing my Mizu run, that's the only thing coming up for right now. I'm saving like the big guides and the
Right,
such,
for the full
pitch
game.
decks about hunting horn until the full game when we know the full thing.
Right.
Hopefully we get some more info on the hidden stuff.
Right.
Talk about that soon.
Right.
But
right.
other than that, yeah, just everyone be ready. If you like my stuff, you want to see some of my stuff, just come around because I'm definitely coming out with a lot when the full game drops.
Yep. KPlaysHere on YouTube. Check out his stuff, speed runs, guides, everything. A hunting horn master, a hunting horn maestro, if you will. And yeah, so thank you again, man, for coming to the stream. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next stream. Have a good one, man.
See you.